was Sajefo Dr. Kwame Appiah Kubi a watena nkedrasefo wakuji amani or Sajefo Prekopenano. Your body freedom April or my year you are no my can quadia. Mr. Speaker, you mu ye. Our brown Samadu Kata Reba Appiah de Shekron was Susi Kwabrafoche. Now one man tam of Pataku. Wapan Crackers Yakasana, one now was senior one to me. Now we do one and Cabo Kessi. Walk young pong, walk crumpa Takuya and Krupa, what you're so slow. Nasa said Nasin Tiasro, Ama de Pachi. One my crum Amagana Cocodiam. I'm one we see a woman Yasasa Kojima Bayan. And if you're singing a crowd, Ebic Sia Nsempa. Kwame Appiah Kubi, Mr. Speaker. Ajim Kokobunia di Sadiaba, what to a jagu, Ama some referred to a man, Antonia da Brenne. Ah, Nanette Nasio. Mr. Speaker, one council. My God, one parliament members, attending the listening, my God,
Mr. Speaker, I don't. Now, me bow abason so. They say we have to do the old can at the Macau. Because they say, Waji baby, now what Peja Airways news from my Airways news.
The new standard is that won't mean to radio, so I won't chat.
Me sorry, no way you me radio a free one woman, no be able to power for you.
I see.
Me, I am a man 10 minutes. Now, I say, man, Chiano Pebiana me yare.
I see.
Oh, boy, homoding.
Me knew she has an interview, and no money. The Italian said, me knew a month for the Dimbia to Yeswa. And your compare. Also, me a friend, I'm in Coso Jado.
Yes.
Also, a friend speaker, me moves a walk up parliament and assembly could have a quick.
I see.
And the general speaker, and I see, I don't pay.
Very brutal. Chairman, I don't Patrick. Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Speaker.
Na Mpombo Kodia.
Media chain, and a pay me pizza the chain, and I just a trade upon the Danasi. I don't know. Oh, my uncle for now to be church and pay. Fishing a yaji baby.
Oh, I said, you know. I see.
Yaji baby.
Tell what, dear, that's it.
You see, 10 million never quite American say. It shows that if we're able to lift it up to a certain level,
okay,
that tells you how things can grow. The show inside not a fit out there, and I'll take it there. And then I have one from Kra.
Okay, yeah. Sadia Chachano, Professor Christopher Appiah Kubi about the Patrick Kamache.
Mr. Speaker.
Okay, yeah, that's the side of person. Your boy open what years. We are from Portsmouth, Canopy. Good morning,
Mr. Speaker. I beg to move the motion. Said Major also.
I remember Mpombo Kodia.
Oh, divine selection team.
I remember no pay. You've been able to catch the eye of the speaker until your motion has been sustained. I feel you know better Juma Bumpa.
Honorable Speaker, I'm grateful.
I don't Canopy. Good morning.
Good morning, Unyabema.
Na Mpombo Kodia.
Nyanko Pondi Kana Pancha Speaker.
Classroom Boko.
Nyamiado.
There's a mama choir.
I'm
okay.
You need the Amakwai, I am marking.
Mama, I had issues in our no. Would you need your better if you have a banner now? Watching F. Not just okay. Receipt. Doc, I don't pay me that say.
Say, Obi ko vet na ye bisa no question say, e den na obetimi aye, e ma o ministry na ye soronko, den na obetimi aye, e ma Ghana fa bra bo asesa, na se sa ni pa kasa asem no vetting committee, na enam sa anti, ye gini tuma president de krata ahye ne se be di minister. Na se oba na se sa de na o kan ye o vetting committee no, o person ye ho adwuma, we say a policy and call cabinet. What are you talking about? Chief of Staff, I think that the Secretary to Cabinet got it wrong. No, No, I think this one he got it wrong. And see, governance one, a Nyaman kitten kitty you are membuomua, and Pia Bontain. Ah, we are they. Ufi said, me home to you. Opa Bretre one Bebusa. Bisabra Hamonte de Busachu. Before I met me, I prepared me who about better than Hano. It's a whole deal. I told them, Bam, mood in our swing. Me do I met you, I told them to be here, will be answered, and no pay me do I morning. Oh, but just what, just one in Fahon. You see, I don't know, I should to be in Quatra, baby, I know, Cocasa Captain Smart Band of Peno, or do unusual of him, or do morning. And I'm such a yes, and I'm yea. Morning.
Oh, mamma, no way.
It is such a choir. Now, such a quarter, baby, will issue statement. Captain Smart Band of Peno, or do studio control room. Morning. When young Canabontain. So I catch them say, Minister be at the policy bar. It's a young fan say Minister be, and we say be a problem. Now I didn't need a policy direction, but ever co cabinet, ever delay, any pabewu, any pabe yare, bibi be say, and see on make statement. Where so mini a friend say secretary to cabinet, ever issue statement. Wait, yeah, where? 95.1. Look, share. But I can't say we enter buying way or way. Goodwill now will enjoy no. Ghana for Jiwatum. SSR nipe bia O2 and a mom biano or you careful. Why you careful at your how beba? Because they say no, this is the only government in the Fourth Republic. And I mean what your mama baso. Me ya me kan ya wa wudi me de be wuwo mu. Abanya ye share Kabiba min kabi e fa toso nan yase e wo mem ha wedi bosumi du asemboni bi ansi no scandal bi ambem ajejo mama Rollins 1992 ye to abani wie ye kikiri ye swear ni in wie ye pepe a year so Rollins 3 months and a trouble by that time no more group your friend Moby Squad I choose any friend no I don't know Moby Squad for 3 months ye the Rollins is here konja so bo so me ensa pepe and the Moby Squad for say o ma bawura district assembly bia hey, tractor see ho, pick up a wo, aduane e wo ho, ede e wo ho. Bobby Squad for say yes said. I rely. It's that time openi PV obin. Sorry here be kasa ya microphone ntie. Ena ye mami Dr. Mrs. Mary Grant actually din I don't know. Very good. Mami kokokoko. Fe. Ono so sorry here e be kasa ye ho twa. And Crawford Fanyasem Moby Squad for no acting can say I'm a free press at Troy. If you want your bad J. Kufo, hey, came bam, first scandal. You're quite a bit say a copy saloon. Adelaide, baby, I quite a bit say a barbering shop. You remember? Oh, and check. Anna, Wamadi Assam say yampa say yampa. Malamisa story no mokai. Say Malamisa, no a sports minister. When the afe. And a king. Say yampo. A scandal. That's what I'm talking about it. I am not saying Malam is a perpetuated any crime. That is not what I am saying. But I'm saying that something of the sort actually cropped and was cooked for that administration to enjoy.
He is smart.
And what you know, other things, Esiyama, Professor Kasim Kasanga, the first ever Greek minister under J. Kufuor, Kona kokra mango bra na yendua $21 million papa no de mango dua 3 mango dua 3
conclusion has come.
Who year no now about Professor John Evans 50 Tamils first time less than 1 year why only 51 million Ghana cedis you remember it was a blast. So many other things happened.
Why you me?
As for Nanado there, me that man, and then my minchim, I am Professor Captain won't pay Nanado as Debbie. What's it? My minchim ye. Nanado ankasa as nipper. When you need me, when you need me, mammy, when you need me, papa. It is said Nanado ankasano, me bunu. Me penasem me dono but na memwo e fun eno me mpe the fact that a certain woman is still married to a certain man does not mean the man is an angel. Sometimes you have to marry the nonsense of certain men and you have to marry the stupidity of certain women. Nanado as an individual me penasem because my catch was me kuta ni nsuo da mpese me kuna ka me kunu no ka me so the poison ni bi gum to say the MPP for kun John Kuma no and when you be then you can't change my mind MPP for the man John Kuma poison MPP for na and on ma no bo and Appiah Kubi poison so ndi
Conclusion has come.
What killed Hawaii Yakubu?
Conclusion has come.
Even Kojo Baredu kura. What happened before Kojo Baredu? Me yam. Obi an yam we say stress.
Conclusion has come.
Mr. Achu, we yam ya stress it me we yam ya. Mo fa medical doctor bi ma me say we yam betimi ayo ya. And you say stress na ma we yam ya.
I understand what
Me yam team.
I understand was not come.
Yeah, stress. No problem.
Conclusion has come.
Mo publish it. Retired Major. Courage Kwashiga autopsy report. And someone you nimu kromano. Sometimes I just want to shut up. And to what do you say me kasapa ma men kan kwasem pa nyame ni munchiro. In some na me kan wuchem 1000 afi na maka 1. I can 999. The American officer so no maka 1 out of 1,999 that good them. MPP who nyini wo MPP no wan careful you be kum me control plane. You be ma poison. Me wura MPP pa because I'm digging here me dey no. Me pesa wo te ase ma me. Me nyini MPP. Me nyini ye MPP. Me dey ye MPP. It's 2016 kura me kan wadom say we twa me moja obehu red, blue and white. Sa party no gro ho. Wo mutu nro cha NDC for. We ma me catch no. Me ma be MPP. Pa cha NDC. Me be NDC kakra. Oh ya. MPP for ye tu nro. Yeah, the TBC and try to awia. Hey, hold on. They try to so yensie na awia. Yensie na anado. Fita na yensie na awia. Yeah, ye TBC ya kuma de hu bruta me do nyame. You have no idea. Party TBC sajun so go ankurem. Etu ka fi grai. E de kwasrem. Wunzuro ye. Me, ugu wombe kun simple. I'm telling you today. It is a way a young man now when people now win to say me. You're careful. Why am I when you and the whole year saying did who party men did you because honorable Appiah Kubi a year say MPPDC you say MP na year say or call your coordinator this so man says so yeah so it's in another scandal first time I shall say just 2 months 2 months. Bosumi mienu pepepe. It is a what's not wo hwa membuo power Fourth Republic imu a John Dramani Mahama membuo pa ɛna wadi busumi du a asɛm yɛ nsiɛ sɛ sɛ wɔn sɛ presenters na wɔn twɛn newspapers and wɔn ayɛ morning show na wɔn nyɛ asɛm nka me no kura no mɛka no yaya saa kyerɛ wo paataa me fa wo me kuro wɔ yɛ a me wɔ mu sesɛ no ho me hu Ghana sɛ yɛ kuro because anu amambuo na ketewa bi Ghana kwan a yɛwɔ nyina all our roads a 3 years project and nobody can tell me say mfie nwɔtwe no ayɛ ne sa ɛsɛ de bi ka ho sɛ woyɛ aban na wadwen yɛ adwuma wonim nyansa sɛ ɔbɛyɛ adwuma Ghana roads nyinaa a 3 years project another discussion. This is the only administration in the Fourth Republic. What did Busumi do? And they are 29. Yet a vinyl scandal, BSM. And you see, Sagana for Abasubobia. As I say, your pebby bidding a day awarded your more 2-4 bank crying. And I said, John Mahama back on crying. Kumasi, not 2-4, yet the award national 2-4 because only on him or so Ghana. Now I awarded John Mahama mine because I buying Fourth Republic. John Mahama did 10 months. Asemiansi. ABIC a shetokrom but MPA. I am talking about scandal Appiah Bonting. Scandal BMPA. Obibeka say, oh, Abrante via a friend, Sami Jemfi kwa $1 patro. Sabi mimpa meti hey. And now I promise GH boys I make 100 manganjo. Mimpo me will be. And a gold board CEO. Manka 200. Oyare ka 100. If I said after become GH boy, would it become 1 minute?
95.1.
So what it means is that I buy way I buy a decay. And you know, and near maybe what a young kitten you be blown out of proportion. Let me tell you the strategy of communication and security communication in governance. Number one, once our number of fire markings or that D by 2 months no be until come realize it. It was not because the parliament called recess. No, it was a strategy. In governance, security, communication, your friend be seed to conceal to succeed. Tell me, in governance, security, communication, your baby seed to conceal to succeed. Or the idea they mount, but I don't know the mount wakata home. Into who say your mount mobile phone, but ABR. Now you do the asha that they are you don't know what it contains. Until your friend seed to conceal to succeed. Where you go university be our Ghana had a political science will be any way to natural. I do with the Russian for nature. That was the strategy or adopted. Say I'm no case. Someone who say was started Chief Justice and I didn't buffer from Nasem. What I say? Because there's no scandal in the administration. I bind it to one BBRC after markings Benyaka into a tenancy or share your own Yashinkano. And on the course, Senator Rollins say, Senator Rollins, the Papa NDC, and I still I'll buy your man position here. But after your markings in him, John Mahama team strategy for Senator. Onim. It is a say, oh, was that is a Chief Justice here over for free, over Karasam, over Bobun Tokuru. The reason is that, say, no, judiciary now what Ghana has to say, I bet it's a court. So that is what he will capitalize on. That's number one. Number two, and you man getting me to say, and minister Bia, what policy, no, one fan Mama cabinet and Jantima. But oh, come on. The word policy, HSA. You find on Tonche. And come on, get part two. Assembly Pam. I be me call secondary school. About to be seen 800 Ghana cedis, Ira. You. Now 800 Ghana cedis na Ira no. Almost to say abaya bi wo krum ho e na afa.
FM 95.1.
Nyame ya adoma kira na me buy sa case ni mu yie proper. Ba me de yen komon keten ne. Yes say abaya na wo mu susu se ono na fa 800 cedis no. branch na 800 cities ne yede dia no oni abaya ne nda 8 hours ena oba na nkasa yesi ono na nkasa ne nua padin akoso ne nsema akɔkye na akɔma branch no na branch de na tom paso ena ofa no wɔ n'achi enye nanim the baby asefam ena abaya no ekira ebebo video no ba yen show Facebook no ma sanhye ye eduru ho aye the baby beto Facebook no so blank wo abe TV na abehu ena abaya no da ho na branch no awro ne ho na wawro abaya no ho na one ne oda ena wo ankasa so gina ho na omukuta mobile phone ena omutwa. Hey, how did we get here? Eniema nkete bi wo ho a wo ho. Ena mpese wo wo aban we mu no ti ase say big things do not destroy government. It is rather smaller things that kills the goodwill of administration. Send this phone to me, it will help you. Maybe you may not like the way mechano. I don't care, because that is how I want to communicate that information to you. Keep your diplomacy. I am not interested. If you are not careful, bigger things do not kill administrations, but smaller things destroy governments. And man, you're careful. And your man getting kitty be what from home. And your man getting kitty be our from where. Man, you're careful. Hey, I best say I buy way. Abraham, say I'm no can say. Chief of Staff, so President Teddy. Meboa, fantastic. National chairman of the NDC, so President Teddy. And I'm fantastic. What do you know to Chaya?
King of morning shows.
Yeah, well, Agric Minister, so President Teddy. Okay. Miami wafa, somewhere sapon. Me yari ye putupru, to maintain and kone ye. Now, President Teddy. Miami wafa, a word akun. Or President Teddy.
Oh, I don't know.
Now watch this. What do you know to Chaya? Me penny. Miami Chochomucho. Honorable Emmanuel Kofi Amabua. Of President Eddie. Okay. There are 6 ministers. Ewa buying way more. Obiya president na obedi. Mahama Swaka say enfie nine no oya wawie. Etifo ani to from. Wow, we are secretary to cabinet. No. Listen to me carefully. I buy we move foreign treme. Na muntie me ye. Say ministers in Sia, e wa buy mu president di. Yey. Ena enipa so enan a wonye ministers and so president edi. Then e be say abai ni.
Ya de chain ni wura.
Ministers no. We deputy ministers di free mo. What if we na kan from 60?
Yeah, the chain new.
So what is 60 free much? I say 10%. Tiabiye. Here we have governance calculation. And your university awako, your school awako. And no nyame the chair me or the chair yen. And no for school no ton chain. Ya wa di say be ye kese me buade fa no ton chain ya mfa so domna mawo. It's 10% of ministers are what by we President Eddie. Now can I tell you, can I go deeper? About 18 of the ministers and so person we have vice president. And it's what they call curtain no 18 call curtain no one. When you're 28 out of the 60 ministers. Obia pese obey soro ho. Now with the 4 now one year ministers, 1 year deputy ministers, no. Ebe so 28, so when you're 32. So plus or minus out of the 60, 32 people want to rise to that level. So there's trouble ahead of this administration. Problem. And me sitting here, I don't want to support anybody. Let me state it categorically. MPP for air contest, I don't support anybody. Sir, MPP for you on flag bearer. Every NDC you on flag bearer. Every na my analysis of the two. My analysis here. I'll also tell you what I will do in 2026. And another day discussion. 80 or how ever ho Mahama says say you ho. Asudie kesiye bi apart from Ghana and so. Sa Mahama ko supporting Julius Debra when you the national chairman say dun ketiama.
95.1.
What the betty? What the betty? Sa Mahama ko Julius Debra chi pa when yi ase dun ketiama. Obi a why general secretary abay national chairman edu aba aban mu no we say ono de wompe no okay say John Mama kodi ase dun kete achi pa we ni chief of staff ama my loyal to you when everybody deserted you I was there for you JM 80 John Mahama is in a fix, he's in a serious dilemma. That is why I will never ever be surprised said Jena no Pokwajiman will be the next flag bearer of the NDC. That is why me, I will never ever be surprised that Jena no Pokwajiman may, whatever me you may become the flag bearer of the NDC.
He is smart. He is unique.
And John Dramani Mahama is likely to repeat what Rawlings did at Aguna Swedru. And former friend Swedru declaration. It is most likely that John Dramani Mahama may repeat what Rawlings did. Because Okosra Senator Rawlings nene busuafo no we ya badwemba for asoto from ne ti asem na John Dramani Mahama kan ye Okosra Rawlings ebusua ana na koredo agima Rawlings ya memfa me ma me ne kranse ye ofibu no wo beti ase eti aban we no ade e da nanim no eso
Captain Smart.
Break
Morning shows.
or take and that aban we anim. Yeah, aban we betimi performing very well. But the NDC for anya careful. One flag bearership race no will break them. Because it has become too early for anybody to start to nurture to next presidential ambition.
He is smart.
Too
He
early.
is unique. He is the
Maybe I
best.
say me too mufu. Mopa munjai. I don't care. And too early for anybody in the NDC now to actually outdoor your ambition. It is dangerous. Because say ohini bi te ho. Na the branch bi super say odi akonwa na e den na oye. Enema oye ina no opese oye bibi ma amanfo de ebusuafo ni na ho say ono de obetumi ebuom obetumi di akodwa no yie pa. Nti se ani amba ye husu yi a enipa dodo a wo NDC mu asese be 16 obi anya president na obedi ha okay can one person for the vice president na boma nipa 28 there's trouble. And too early listen NDC for her me wa ho And you're Biana, me, I am committed without inducement. This is Captain Smart for you.
95.1.
I am always 1000% committed without inducement. Say me ya dia. Na me pesa me ma dia ni ye a. Me ndwene machi. Me de ma ho ode ni me bibia ye. Fighting, speaking, risking my life to make sure say NDC be winning election. No. It was without inducement. Because I could have gone to the MPP. No ma catch am say, "Oh, Mama me Land Cruisers ni bi." Munya me say, come on. The engine seemed to say they be no yet. But no, I was thinking about Ghana.
Captain Smart.
But baby, NDC for a key corner. Man, careful by 2027. I am not a prophet of doom. Trouble Beckham. And Your Excellency, as a someone who nice from to sack Kokrabatre.
95.1.
Then. Except by now, Minister be up President and be so you
He is smart. He is unique. He
sack
is the
whoever.
best. Captain
Oh,
Smart
yeah,
is
Minister.
the
Oh,
king.
President and you sack all of them.
Captain Smart.
Let's not wait. Whoever yeah president, minister, or say president, you are winning Eddie. Because there's danger. Me Hano. Me catch Ghana for in 2022 that on 7 January 2025 when we swear John Mahama in. That one Timase. Because in Suana woman and Wabia and Menum, but they come here what the air.
95.1.
I was saying Yamikutani Pabia. It's from 2022 when I was loud about John Mahama becoming president. A lot of people know Munyeni that's what's a bit yes. And I'm telling you today. Sa papa bi na ye friend Paul Afoko no say ope MPP chairman Eddie no. Or a dangerous political monster.
Confusion has come.
Me dig Ghana politics the check. Let me say 12 years. Let me start to DJ Kufuachi. Na me kwaso di Kufuachi sa akosi senya me beto nsa afre no.
Confusion has come.
Ensesa.
Only FM 95.1.
Kufuo ye me kufuo. Ensesa. Paul Afoko. Oye a very dangerous political monster.
We are harder at Yahuwah.
Paul Afoko what yes national chairmanship race mu MPP mu and wa announce no there's trouble ahead.
Toda ya Shamaki Israel Yahuwah.
If you say papa na friend Paul Afoko no onim NDC pa Muntemi Paul Afoko onim NDC pa onim NDC strategies pa Enti 2016 kura nana do pe kwati kwan pam ne fi MPP mu age chairmanship race no fi ni chairmanship ni fi ni nsem no party mpanifo bi frame meeting akufo ado anko I was there. Paul Afoko said that yes ya Jeffrey bin nsem but we will win the elections. Hweo Abraham obi a yeyi wadi ya every party or the support table so say yes nana do apam every party but what I need to do I will do it. We will win the elections. 2016 elections no one. It was Paul Afoko who won the northern part of this whole country for the MPP. Maybe you don't know but me did zilch. He did zero.
You law yen signing no.
That man, Paul Afoko, he is a dangerous political monster.
Only FM 95.1.
I have worked closely with him, so I know what he's capable of doing. Me, 2007 Legon. Somebody say I say Paul Afoko the pick up bi akosi ho. Na pick up na Paul Afoko di kosi ho no. You say or Jessica on behalf of Alan Kojo Chematin. And there was a small boy in that pickup. And then I was the one sitting in Paul Afoko's pickup. Nay, Mia. We shall Paul Afoko beside the second just man say, Nay, or no, don't trust me. Marriage, I mean, you're ready to TV. I am. And I was the one in that pickup. It was white.
95.1.
Let pick up ni AR. The academy can come home. Mia. Nizan double decker pick up ni bia. Me na na team no. Eti denti ama Paul Afoko. Akufa do pub no ne say. Enye se Paul Afoko ye boni bia, wanya boni bia. Paul Afoko anya hwe. Wuni ma me catch plane ne. The entire Akufo-Addo public said, "I'm not doing yet." The say, "Na Paul Afoko epesala nchamatin winning elections no." It is Alan Enya winning. Na be maba 2017, 2007, maba 2012. Na se wo wa be national chairman there. Bi a wunya. Na e wona na dream say bi a Paul Afoko betimi aye bibi atia no. Because Paul Afoko about the politics. Say yenu jam yem fita jam ma obi mbedi MP obi mbedi minister obi mbedi president Paul Afoko business wouldn't the enti America asem Paul Afoko na one Jake Obechebi Lamte and a corner crana I don't know Jake advertising mogul Anna Paul Afoko or a businessman Enti Jake is your business and a Paul Afoko so also political advertising. So they became top-notch friends. Makacho say MPP advert bi o ha ye twa ye e o kofo eje kofo agana frewo bi say o tanyo no wan tro
95.1
Go and ask MPP for one trust ade no. Any advert bi e ba ya soldier ni mi di boot esi do bia no wo bia ya katum say gbam. That was orchestrated by Paul Afoko and Jacob Chebilamti. Paul Afoko onya kani o esrebuni ba mo bro hu fweje me kama for Jesus ah mam and them make some that time na ye that song and Elder Mreku nyesa na nya me bo me and then I make a trick natural yes na nya me bo me na backing vocalist no Sami Cooper mo ajeso bebrebe every yes na nya me bo me and my bro Fweje me cover for Jesus ah these were the two songs the MPP wanted to use when and let me tell you today it was Jake and Paul Afoko that decided on my bro Fweje me cover for Jesus ah now let me tell you this. They said that the Mreku voice, your Bema voice. And that material moment, they needed a ma to join the train. And the Mreku, your Pentecost, and your Pentecost, so now they can follow on that. Cindy Thompson, is your Pentecost. In Tiadianesi. Hey, Paul Afoko is a deadly political monster, and it's you open your eyes. I will never ever be surprised. Say Paul Afoko will win the election. Say Paul Afoko will win the election. Now, man, you careful. Obe push 2028 election. Now, for runoff. Paul Afoko at media strategy. I say, any politician I have dealt with, yeah, I mean, some throw plane. NDC for wa ba mu say obi en hot media na say me na ka tell o papa je NDC for say abenya mu boy e ba the media na e wo ho na NDC do not does not understand the media omo nim mahama hondo se mu nim America cham he enipa bebre e wini bedi MP mahama mfra mana na ye bo no 2028 NDC may likely lose 20 seats upatroto medical can to the 2028 elections say at we dada some can to say at we dada but nipa bebrebe di MP e wa Ashanti region e bi di MP Central region e bi di MP West State e bi di MP Greater Accra e bi di MP Eastern all because of John Mahama home from anana bono by 2028 NDC is likely to lose 20 seats or more so wuni ma me ka kire wo wuni ma me ka kire wo mo agro na mudi no mo ntiase mo anya careful atakwa MPP be sa je wo ma de baby ana and the Appiah Kubi one year from saying I certainly just want baby and the Appiah Kubi lose you know MPP is most likely one bedroom seat may catch up plane Central region MPP is likely to take 4 seats moment one you guys don't know what is happening look people can shout for you but the truth of the matter is that and neman kiti bi ho and yes, scandalous, but hard dream. As a President Mahama taking decision as soon as possible. Jay Kufuor said in 2005, after 2004 elections, said 2008, May but we be our person the president. Who pass me be bold this minister, Bram, whatever catch them say, we are president, I'll be into 1 year.
95.1
MPP 20. Kufuor ofra omo akoso mo and on cancer asam ne kire omo I was there one man tie o twe ya mo do omo pick 2007 o say wo bia person odi president o ma ban bia resign e ma me ame wo fa Kwame Appiah Kufuor ye Kufuor blood brother or general defense minister fin say mboa Emma honorable Kandapa Obeye interior minister kum defense minister and then say woman and obia strategy the year because don't forget Kufuor had a very experienced chief of staff Kojompini Kojompini or dangerous a ban of political machinations as the chief of staff. I am yet to see one. So the Fremont Parade to Kojompini size 100, Fremont Parade size 2. Felix Edimape. Hey, Kojompini shoe size 100, Fremont Parade size 2. Because the Kojompini na yet chief of staff can some phone Akufo-Addo abani di yen continue. And this for me ba sem betu phone ne. Mo pa mo mfa. Mo pa mo nyai.
Conclusion has come.
Eti ministers ni bebre jaya adwuma na omo ye no omo president adi.
Only FM 95.1.
Ministers ni na jaya adwuma na omo ye no obi a president adi. Hey! Mo ye careful. Na sama Hamadi one term no call ya. And this bet me as the one term. Mama madri nya adwuma. Sabe anti bi fache be munja jimi no. Na mo fa madri no to table no so. Na mo start ehunu se. Mo ankasa mo party for na wo from ho na de mo bae no. You have neglected them. Me and this. me nya ndisi ni minya meye
Onua FM 95.1.
minya party card kura mekọ akọje ba minya njiye no menye NDC for na demo ba ye na omo form ho no branch executives ward executives then for full soldiers and kwakrafo ne mmerwa na demo ba ye no a wo form ho no they are crying. Men ye wadwen da. So 2028 we actually ade ama ban lose election 1 month in administration. In fear nine no e boso me ba ko pe na ma lose election. Yeah, Nanado on we need 2020 2016 to 2020 and on winning election. Nanado lose elections in 2021 March.
Yeah. Na mene me constituency executive any branch executive yeah more 100% go
the two elections in March 2021 rather March April May na me defeat angel ba ha na me ka kire say 7th January see swear John Mahama in 2025 and this for na what form ho na demo ba no wo mu su and yes, sika na omo pe o e bia wadwen yo say oh party for no pesika no me call from ho me no won kasa party for na wo from ho no and yes obi pe car obi pe dan obi pe fridge no wo mo so omo pe recognition
95.1.
sa kwa na obedi DC no na the draws kura o hye ba ko 1 week because oni sika betumi ya to draws 3 the draws na 2 enti pe me bia na draws no so no ana pesa o hye draws dada no fa wo hiem ansa wa hye ti se meme wo hey o fa draws na no wo hiem
He is unique. He is the best.
Then meboa
Captain Smart.
meboa amamwa mami come on dimechi me sorry dimechi dimechi nti I say ahana draws no gu eti wo fa we now they are changing I think we don't know
Onua FM.
we know eti bema bi o ho an draws na or hye no wetin say wa kwa toilet be 3 days toilet na draw line. Who said we don't know? What you said dress say you're white, and the Ghana member be red and a black. Because white and the other say a bini color no I draw her.
He is smart. He is unique.
And a horizontal line. Not them.
Captain Smart is the king.
It's your fan over here. No one who said no. Hey, bisa ukunu singlet na she ukunu wa shed how many days? Me singlet yes she me share Monday o.
Captain Smart.
Singlet yes she me Monday and I'm sure and that him and a perfume gu agbada nim.
Onua FM 95.1.
We say yes sign language I was re.
Yeah, the chain ni wura.
Perfume gu agbada nim and what he there under you know the sea. You know, this is politics. This is how governance is. There was a hodo. Any question you mo bi hunu, you ma hu de wosoro. Eti akwa we ya ne constituency mu. Ohwe kan do asum kran so onya bi ahye. And now abedi the MC, DC, padi no, the red fikura so wo party fuo bi e wo fom ho. Me ma come say Ashanti region MMDCs, one more ungrateful chain region, BMO MMDCs. They are super ungrateful. Do you know why? Ashanti region, NDC for our honor, I require 30%. Plus or minus 30%. And the a contribute sa 30% na mede wo ba power no sa wona ubenya Nizan patrol na uhurisim na urefi wo mo a ubehia odros 2028. I'm telling you, and this is for me ba sem betumfo wa wo penu tie wa wo penu jai me fa ho me yan this the tuameka enye MPP ne tuameka media general ne tuameka me nye adwuma nya meto truck betwi na me kro no party for na wo form ho no wo mu so asedu katia fifi kwete juniors, the party people down there are crying. They are not looking for money. They are not looking for cars. They are not looking for anything. They are asking, say, enti yempeni fona ye tu abama omo hen. Eno na sha ase. Enti say, wo hen na wanyi wuti, wo hen wa ma, wo hen wa mfre, wo hen wa nko, wo hen na fe attending to ska, wa mam sika mi fiu. Ena de ko kuro mu no eba. Ena de ko kuro mu no eba no. As I said by now, ka office of the president, ye will be or ye in charge or chef from home. But as I say, I no can say who is in charge of the media? Oh, Chiakai, they may hear quachi him for you. On a mass will be abon to Abba, they be our muna. They be our muna, as if they will be found, Massa, will be a found woe, ye catch away, will be a found woe. Debi awe buna. One afa, obi afa wo. Eh, so wonni ma NDC for ma menka cho. Ghana form fa de ODMP hu ne. Hwe o man na du ba bia ene ambulance kura siren ni su a drivers in person me kwanchen. Have you realized that? It's a signal that the Ghanaians do not care about anybody in power again. Even ambulance, crano or boss sirena, Ghana form person baby. And now, me the traffic in ho baby. And Ghana forces cars 6, soldier 4 cars 6. And the soldier 4, soldier despite riders in Mienu, Obiafi. Akwabi ote moto so, otu okada. I say, hey, boss, but why say you won't push me somewhere? Go tell that your government say, if I expand the road, it be my fault. Me, if you slap me too, I go slap you some. I say, hey. Tell you, or say, and you be fault, oh. Say, Kwame Appiah Kubi, Kokacha, what buying say, ya Kwame on BM, na samo ba money, baby, afa. Na sa wuni na bomba suma me Bobby. Maybe that's what you're not done and he say, no. I shepherd not Timoto to see, but I quite also the way I was able to my bush. And you know, Ghana for near man kitty be a shassia, a send a signal to you, sir. There's danger. You got to fix it. Say, we John Mahama fee and this a member we want, nobody is working. One Shabaka say, oh, Captain, Atufosin, yeah, dear. Well, I say, Atufosin is the best minister. Yes. But if there's only one person working in the midst of 60 people, that is negligible. Per this discussion. Atufosin remains the best minister. But if he's only one person working out of 60, then it is negligible. Kwame Appiah is the only person working now. Oko na oba na papa. Me hwe Mohammed am say padi. That way can show. Because on one say oya ne nkokon ketenkete. On one na the big push. Kwame manana oya ne 24-hour economy. Why did 24-hour economy? Actually, Jamie just been on some $4 billion and so much 24-hour economy. 24-hour economy doesn't need money. Me, na me ya. I will just create street market. 24-hour economy. You don't need $4 billion. Circle mpatwa egu eni ho. Agbobroshi eni ho. Madina eni ho. Techway market eni ho. Kumasi Ketia eni ho. Cape Coast Kotokraba eni ho. Mankasim eni ho. So why do you need $4 billion before you can implement 24-hour economy? And see, you judge you are not Mahama so and a papa no obre.
Only FM 95.1.
Someone realizes this here. Vice President has started 2 America. Meaning someone realizes here. My mina started say on nante or jogging. And I am telling you, I will never ever be surprised. Say Jada no Pukwaji be NDC flag bearer. Me, I would not be surprised. And the ministers, no, say, Mahama Kaso, my ministers, no, over cabinet meeting and affair, despite trying to do anything. It's a woman trying despite trying to do a money, no, and a man Casano says, we do sign a solo friend, no, so, yo, no, the ministers need to know, yo, come by, yo, who social media, social media. Who and constituency and no more president Teddy. And this if we may and family wo
95.1.
Nana do the president touch me 39 times. I was still a Ghanaian. And I am still a Ghanaian. Way back, could just want to remain a Ghanaian. Me catch a upa fa upa jai. But se come one kasa mo diaspora no. Party no NDC and kasa nye party attractive. Europe and America. Munima America. 2008, JB Wukai, now MPP person or implementing ROPA. ROPA means to say Ghana for Wabroche in Abertwaba. Because that time no MPP who say Ghana for Wabroche no 84%. Sympathizers of the New Patriotic Party. So they wanted to implement ROPA. Saka ROPA ni jeju to me say kukro. Enti say obiti abrochire baby. Na oyi nanim kuguntan say oye NDC adwuma. Men kan say man position, man recognition. And then appreciate the person. As all of a sudden, NDC for refi one party for no. Hey, brah. Hey, Mahama be the president. We on we na or the 4 way can for no be the why 8 or the 6 months na can one. The whole Ghana. Akake to ebi na Mahama ne Kwame Nkrumah ayepe. The longest serving president of Fourth Republic in so dim pie na we are. We did 4. Professor Ben said there 6 so 8 years 6 months. Obi en ho betumi adi bi. Na book no ntumi ndi.
Luck is everywhere for everyone. Happy birthday, Mintin Kakeko, Miniman Kasa. If you say the luckiest season 3 Asayaba.
Afe mami chewo ekwan a obefo so nye wo ticket but star 712 hash na di ehihye no so to wo ticket ana se ko internet no so na bo theluckiestafrica.com se bia me community ticket no so na you lucky number
wo betumi so ama system na eyibi amount share ahia wo pese wutua every 1 Ghana cedi kosi 5,000 Ghana cedi wo betumi mpo ato ticket no ama obi foforo ye obi hero wo pese wutua enye den kra sa wo Ghana for mobile money tia na sa wo amanone dia for bank card tia
ticket baako ebo sika no ho empay ahanum 500 times we ye massa ye pay there will community de benyanso betimi aye emoho edu 10 times
inti yen kambom na yen lucky na luck baby ya shawo ho so enye ma wona wondi infiedu watching luckiest jumedie yi enele imrata chire wo Caritas lottery platform no so
Tell obedi osini na osianya hoden ehiyama nipadua apomuden pa.
Enam Gentleman Dental Clinic me de me ho atse woson. Abre piara no me nsro se metin komo na masre e obedje. Esan se me se efe na sanso wa hoden.
Eyampa o Gentleman Dental Clinic e wosunya.
Tachiman, Kumasi, and Accra.
Ye teeth whitening dental cleaning, ye tooth extraction and an implant. Obi enkawo wonum. Sa osin ya na kaka na ha. Ye swollen gum and a tokro na da osin. Sa opasa odi gold and a silver e sha osin so. Gentleman be ye ni nyina. Obi e wadwuma yenti we busy na wontumi nante nkɔ clinic. Frɛ wɔn na wɔmmra fie weekend bia. Wɔyɛ adwuma free adwoda kosi memenda anopa 8 a.m. ekosi 5 p.m. enyum. Asimu yare bia.
Accra, wobɛhu yɛ wɔ Nungua C5 junction near main station. Sɛ ɛba ne kwabenya so yɛ wɔ Atomic Runabout opposite Unicorn Pharmacy. Frɛ yɛ wɔ 0559 139 582 anaasɛ 0549 906 588.
Sentiment Dental Clinic was save free now when no matter so.
We always say the future of our daughters mean everything to us, and we'll do all we can for them. Now's the time to do that. Let's protect our daughters from cervical cancer, a preventable disease. From the 7th to 11th October, girls aged 9 to 14 can get safe and free vaccine in schools, health facilities, and designated vaccination points. Get your daughter vaccinated today to protect her future. A healthy future for our girls starts with us. United against cervical cancer. This message is brought to you by the Ghana Health Service and partners.
Ghana, why you ready Ada? On 95.1. Yes, my home subio. That's right. This time around, you will go way back into time. DJ, Mama scratching back with me and be Get your dancing shoes ready. Power shut up, Papa. Your Afro hairstyle, no. Se galanti bi na benyo. Se bass bi na be show. Get ready for this action. On your throwback party. Ebaso, 21st November, 2025. Ewa Atomic Junction, Bayview Village, Wana. On your throwback party, a big, a mega, it's coming live. But this time around, idiot, who may say, artists on the bill, Samini, Kofinti, Ophoria Ponsa, Kaisa tickets here, 200 Ghana cedis. Open tickets, and also person G table. I would do Asia. Dial star 928 star 12 star 2 hash. And any other enquiries in Chechemubi or Yebiano, friends 0243 86 8184 and 0546 063747. Nabuku for VVIP table. Rani and Kakaya home on your throwback party. Say kutu. Say back to the left and right. Let me see your hand. Move to the left and right. Move to the left and right. Stop. About the office of the special prosecutor. The special prosecutor himself, Orakisia Jabain, Crawfordsy Yin free na were incompetent.
And you won't say last time catcher say amount for a production waha.
I saw Wamuti, and there are no two ways about it.
I'm for a production.
Wamuti,
I'm for a production.
Wamuti,
because sir, I did petition idea. Yeah, and they started with videos. Yeah, and they started here.
And I'm going for This is radio. Thank you so much for your time. I know pay your wedding come out here, Jubabi na apejantna sintia the agudi munsem no ede bro surely na ya to us why ye Juma apejamachi.
Yeah,
na it is saying
Eradia don't be fine.
Maybe I come out.
Yes, sure. The dean.
That's right. Yeah, that's it. Black is no way. You do multi card the amount.
Oma qualify and run almost a music.
Get your mocha.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. The drama can come more, right?
No, they played after nobody.
Nobody's gonna come more. Okay. Kofi Adams, right?
Yeah, honorable.
Kofi Adams.
Yeah. They have honorable come.
Omeya minister near friend Kofi Adams. Honorable necessary. Yes, it's idea.
Oh, so your MP, Anna.
Eh?
No. So your MP.
Oh,
say a title, right?
But on our job as a journalist.
Oh, yeah, 95.1.
We title. We mentioned the person name straight.
Oh, but you can't ignore so the title.
But what you
honorable.
Would you want home brand?
No,
bidding straight.
Your friend Kofi Adams.
Yes, I'm Kofi Adams.
No problem. And now, Bonamisu, unhonorable in count. Say a candidate home.
Say any didn't account.
Yeah, need title.
The title. Oh, paper so.
Mr. Kofi Adams.
Yes.
Yankuin. O de Yankuin. Omatia. O de Yafesi.
Honorable Kofi Adam.
Mr. Speaker. Now, as a one no, what's a open you minim be one new man. I wait, Moyana. And you man, we have a disappointed musician.
Oh, yes.
Oh, you are.
Hey, Kwame.
Oh, you're a disappointed musician.
Kwame.
Oh, my rapping.
Hey, Mammy Mentas Kakra no ye. Mammy sound no ye Kakra. Mammy sound no ye Kakra.
Oh, Munyawe.
David. Rap Kakra.
Oh, Nana Sakra only me nam cronim.
Yanko. DJ Kobo Mam Kakra. On Kakra too.
Na me wodi bi wo hwa.
Edimeya.
Me wodi bi wo hwa.
Edimeya.
Me childhood friends no mo ko ane nim. Na me mo nso. Ada no yeso be ya me se wa ba ko na me ne ti. Yeso be ya no twa twede na agese. Your person you know come out. So, no, we are saying that.
Now, person to nyom, nyom no so no.
Oh yeah. FM 95.1.
Me papa to nyom pa.
Oh, okay.
Me papa.
Nta we busenim.
Nta we busenim. Nta person to aso.
That we person me to aso. But they do baby no na say motivation of.
Ntanka wo be nyom type ben.
O say
nyom type ben.
Eminim.
Oh, okay.
But when it's stage now, auditorium now go to high life.
High life.
Go to high life.
I see.
I
see. Until him said you were
there be mean them to know.
Mr. Speaker, you like a come in.
Like there.
So rapid.
Like there na best me.
You tell lines we get. Ayo.
Person bloggers ne ka. That sound bites ni de unya.
Obenya ayo kakra.
But already a good year musemo bro. Why? Na yatumi adi nkomo enti afeja take over
95.1
Nsempa
Only FM 95.1
Yadi Brefo. Every Juada, Pussy Fiada. 5:45, Pussy 10 and Opa. Nsempa. Yadi Brefo. Nsempa. Yadi Brefo. Kasia Bonio, Unia, TA. Asan Kasia, big news, Unia. I go from my soul, and Emilia, so I yes. Heavy, I ain't told it, I would, yeah. I care, yes, almost the same. Just so sad, yeah, 95.1. Yeah, they get it, and it goes over. 95.1, Unia, hey, yeah, that's.
Emaso say na no pay sinkonya na kudia monsma yen saka yare somo ewo yen sempa chimedie so medi Isaac and Sampa jame sorry so tempa so na name Mr. Speaker ni no etimi ede yen sempa chimedie no etimi ato so ediama e be call the Black Queens of Ghana kache ne akwa kuti nkomo enura wom esi form ye papa ya adwuma emani munyam hye akọ ediama man Ghana after so mu winning by 4-0 e secure 70 on our cricket qualification edema woman Ghana e ni giseme na no pay airco ye be hu nkomo players in bebre akasa coach akasa Nsempa and penfa hodo akansori ye tuja anono penina yeti eba ababe somo ewo akasa fi dieno eso connection so see you live on Facebook onia 95.1 FM so do like a page now for comment to us any pia share nano pay ye beje brand yakin kind come and sweat me at amount sweat me enjoy the bibia so at me akoso nano pay the asida PS asida one pima see do asida chenche call at the ama the luckiest me ba cho the luckiest in pay for so ɛsɛ bɔ star 712 hash star 712 hash me pa cho tie na channel so wonya eboguma follow option no na choose option 1 which is option 1 ha na wa hyase to ticket no obetimi ato e dia ma ho option 2 obetimi ato e dia mani pa foforo obetimi akobiom na wotimi ato aso na wa enter number no na wa to ticket na 95.1 into bɔ star 712 hash na follow the prompt any customer woman say the luckiest no ebetimi am wanya ska bebre etimi etiakubo tumi atwa no spend day and now no pay me can for the amount for phone ni sesia na bɔ star 712 hash na twegum obetimi atwa the amount home we twa the amount obi obetimi anya ska bebre the amount community me pacho one ticket no ebetimi multiply usika no by 500 times what you say sans no obetimi anya 10 times at the amount community and into Boston 712 hash ne piegum the luckiest now you said they see it here and no necessarily they see a corner new fan for a better and no any day for be out of pay yet amount e watch median so yes some not say and no pay and for mom e wo efite so can I chance to say Nsempa sports Isaac and Sapage dia me just wa
good year moves 195.1 Nsempa sports.
All right, yeah, I'm say live on Facebook on the 95.1 FM. So the Black Queens of Ghana and Ra award the Accra Sports Stadium Momuchi a Egypt. Esheneka and 9 wom and to me anti Ekano Ebe. Now by one thing at Doris Bwadua wabo and Tano epade Emian San hat-trick. Sanso and a comfort to your boa at the Bako episode. Mane eko ye and Naya 7-0 on aggregate. The Black Queens of Ghana woma qualify Edwamani Elchemu ewo if the women's AFCON nyame atuma enche besan koso ewo Morocco. Coach Edima the Black Queens of Ghana came last and so after say nay and your makos wakasa ye papa nemom yensem troni yenua ba adepa GH eko piemu ewo Accra Sports Stadium eno keka nyoma ebo wani coach any players ni bi edin komo na yenko Accra Sports Stadium na adepa GH enranme game ni koso na oho wotumi ede report soro kokra if you want ma onua FM yenetiefo na no pe o magic bre etie yen ewo Nsempa Jimedino eso
ni nyina ewie ewo nkunimdie ede ama the Black Queens of Ghana way back to back qualification ban Women's African Cup of Nation way dey kan coach came last Josephine Bonsu na verso Chantal omo first time omo bobo ewo man Ghana mu anu nkunimdie akọ ede ama omo next year Morocco ana wafkono ebeko so na sa qualification so betimi serve ama first second third sa competition so obeko Brazil World Cup no coach came last ede na no sem out of form abla kunde command the Black Queens of Ghana.
Proud of the girls, like I mean if you take it above gone there was a long time ago,
95.1
women's team took themselves to bronze medal. And also, I don't remember how many exactly, but the biggest part of the group in that team made their first LAFCON. I think it was maybe like 18 players or something like that that did their first LAFCON. So with that experience, of course, going to help us in the future. So we are a young team and a new team, especially I would say. So this group is just getting better and better, and you can see. In the end of the day, we respect the opponent, Egypt, but in the end of the day, of course, it's an easy game if you win with 7-0 over 2 games, and this is the final step onto the BAFCON tournament. So we did it very well.
Sounds now Josephine Bonsu so akasa after qualification way say the here edema or my Ghana.
There's always a dream when you really start playing.
Only FM 95.1.
I'm just giving back to my father for playing for the national team, and now in this period of time, like for this 4-5 months I've been here, it's been crazy. I don't know how fast it moved, but now we're going to the second AFCON and maybe for the World Cup.
Adepa GH, Yaa Sports, Accra Sports Stadium.
Eno Adepa GH fantastic Adepa GH fantastic Eno Mary and your tenenka all the way from the Accra Sports Stadium enra de see no otimo enchemu ede amaye kwasi subium say enra after the game reporter ba say man sika no empenfo ahwe say wo monji na wo mkofie eno mabusuafo enkonkodi we a ni na yepe eno Nsempa if you enso eba Black Queens of Ghana eko connection say AFCON we say Adepa kan eno qualifiers edema walk up 2027 ebekoso ewo Brazil tie mfe ndi agrokra eno any dey fi oba came last as akasa kakra came last before so be kasa nipa de ukodom no wantumi ankasa bibi haw eye den a wosen hu nya but modern say was problem bia wo hu bia obesisi for any mo judgment dental clinic na mpenifo ehwe na wom ema wose no enye correct pam se oha bi wo wose won behwehwem kama no matimi aye edi ama obi ho anu a ne se no oha wom ni ade opese otu na wode for fresh won betu edi for fresh wo correct edi ama obi ho no a ne de no aye ne ho something which is there bibia ho no won be ye correct etimi edi ama obi ho ne se no aye ti se motorway ebisia hey enye won so betimi aka bo ho kama de eye braces ebetimi ato so kama fine pa na se bibia nso etimi akoso kama etimi edi ama but modern ade bia fa sen ho esen ye esen we are branch 95.1 don't window mpa ha dwen pam konyense se wosen enfema Gentleman Dental Clinic in Penny for say no pay menton sam fem na bro matena ye wom ebebo ye papa o de okwa akacha wom se otin wo Nsempa so say yes memra na me mesen o mesa artist no so etimi assign edi amount from 0559 139582 0559139582 and as 0598 405674 ofra wom ebejo so ye kira kwan ni kuma say ye wa Brefo Junction behind a year the total filling station sanso and a Techiman magazine or kwano so wo Techiman market kwano hona ye butuo say itefa Techiman e hono mo na mi kan ho asemi enkranso ye wonungwa na atomic down ko for dia the adjacent the central plate station no e wo ko market hono no ha e ho na butuo na say kura ye pipe ano takrade eno so ye wo hono mo pipe ano
95.1
Tadisco Jansi bibia nanu ada na Gen Bank wo mo office ne wono ho na gentleman ye butu a ye bo adwuma correct pa eno anything fi wo mo so atena eba ye mfia ni nkyeremu Kimlas say Ghana a qualify no ye betimi age AFCON ye betimi cross me secure qualification or GD say ye betimi team bia Kimlas boy nkomo
plan we have to have two separate plans. I think like the most important is and I said it already before the AFCON that we had this summer. I said the most important is to stay in the semi-final, to be top 4, and in the end we took the bronze medal. But I think also for the next year to make sure that we are top 4 and qualify for the World Cup in Brazil, that's going to be a huge tournament. But we also know in the same way that we have the potential to win the whole tournament if we're having a good day. We know that we can beat all of the teams, but there are like 5-6 teams that can do the same thing. We will go in and do our best to win it, but at least to make sure that we are top 4.
I know a small penalty at the came last. One on sweaty to head coach, and one of the Black Queens of Ghana. Name also because I now pay the Masam Kwa, and here, matches for a year, Nsempa Sports. And so, all the Atuja say Neniaje, so Buana Ghana, and Yasa Wino, and so any day, so Bo Hattrick, Yentia Doris, Pudua.
I need to say, Yanaya supporting Honaya. Because Bibia Mono, yeah, the Asadama Yankopa, yeah, said, yeah, happy to me, focus on the Yamiadam Yawene, and Masahaku, my happy Samasaku, the Manchina after Yamiadam, Bibia said so.
FM 95.1.
So, yeah, watch out.
Doris Bodu and somebody to try and I pay your demo. Ewo akasa fideu so na tieni na chane so say live on Facebook. Ukwa like page no for comment to us here na pia share. Na your monitor to you papa and I pay Alice Kusi and see a player the Black Queens of Ghana. No boy, I'm a Ghana din kunim. Ono so we no or in some way and a two film.
This is amazing. I quite remember way back we couldn't make it. But last season we went to the AFCON. We make an impact, and lucky for us, here we are today. We are so excited for the amazing performance we put on also. Congratulations to the entire team.
I know AN Smiles could see a two giants so at him and now no pay young fire ni enchiremo. Ewo Evelyn Badu, one also is a kind, and the Mother Black Queens of Ghana, one also was so brofo papa, or sending Yaji said no, Biamo de Mone was so, and no Mutimi Kaboom, and they want to qualify. Nakana Ewo AFCON.
Super excited. This is like another dream come true for us to go to the AFCON and make sure we do well, make it to the top 4,
and qualify for the 2027 World Cup coming up. Yeah. So I'm super excited with the team performance. Everyone was up there, making sure we go through this stage. Yeah.
Eno eya ensema baiwa ni ting enswede Evelyn Badu enswede etuja Josephine Bonsu unim sa baiwa we tese the first time I know see kan e wo my Ghana mu ete Emma Black Queens e wo ehanmo na tse the first time pa osu enra ofi tana ne mu na wo wura mu Accra Sports no hu se Ghana supporters na but also wow wo mu see kan no duru baby kan no pese o ja no head o se Ghana wo mba pa Josephine Bobrofo na yeteo
Onua FM 95.1
through the tunnel to the pitch, and then I saw the fans. I was like, is this even real life? Because it was loud. It wasn't that many people, to be honest, because the stadium is huge. But the atmosphere was just outstanding. And in the middle of the game, I know it should be focused, but something that was just like looking around, just enjoying. So this is just a dream, and we have to enjoy everyone.
All right, I know, and some about the team, Eric Josephine Bonsu, and so they too, enough on the Black Queens of Ghana, your mama, but so much to secure qualification or the Nichemo Nations FC, and ready to draw Edmamo, our sports center, Jimmy Deniso, so much me confirm me from Paul Mansonia Boajida Costa, so moment fair joining yes, nations after so much, opinion, Eric Casimo Kansi, Mingo, and Nate Johnson Smith, the Queen Somonko as head coach, and from Paul Manson, Edia 2 Jason, and Yatis obey at the Ama Popo Quarantine at the Nations FC, and Ra, the first interview with Nations FC. We all know
Nations is a very strong team. The team has been in existence, and so far, I think they've done so well up to this point. And for me, I think we've seen a lot of things here, and we believe we can work to also improve the team.
Opinion at day a year from Paul Mansu, you know, what's any crack home for any team, and they said, yes, is it here, Edmond after they say, what baby, you know, nations of a woman who Marco Super.
Well, if we look at the last 2 seasons, I think nations have always been fighting for the league. And just last season, you think it took the last 95.1 last 2 games for Gold Stars to win the league. That tells you how serious they are. So for me, yes, we've come also to do our part to make sure where the team has reached, we also try to make sure we make a mark here.
Opinion at the year from Paul Manson and your team kind of sports minister and Ra a year super volleyball championship and table also a year African volleyball championship Ghana and hosti one more epa home and man or something says they say now you know also be a coming on board no be nende and no makoso China a volleyball ni answer do ho bishim. This is the time. Sports minister Kofi Adams in company.
This tournament needs support. There is opportunity to showcase your brand, that you are associating with something great. Don't wait for greater laurels to be
Onua FM 95.1.
I want you to tell your story one day that I was
also to inside for bibia so me pon na ma enso entimi enkoso kama emfa emma ewo ho ne mo George Tete president Edema Ghana ma volleyball ono so ebo adwuma yi papa de ato dwa se wo mo so edo minister se wotimi etichen chachom edi na ni munya beta adwuma de na chi ohwe ni mu so metimi apon na ma koso ono so enu adwuma de na se no na nsem kakro de to form ebini.
Thank you so much, and we want to appreciate your support for volleyball. Since you are
Onua FM 95.1.
demonstrated that you are committed for all sports, and I deeply appreciate your support right from the inception of the inauguration.
No, ambassador George, Tete, and so the Medina, the Isaac and Sampa, the PCA and confirm Absa Bank and pin for. Eton said for an pay se bomatia so do ho ebehye open bank papa bebo mom service atumi akona nim tia Absa Bank dey can say no wo mo e the bank no aben eni kwan se okwa delay mu na wo bre sam onantifie akire ni adeade eno nti wo mo e bo mpotem tia no pese wutie na opese obeye Absa Bank agent a pusu ahoma na frɛ mo na wom enu ento aso kama na na so obekɔ absa.com.gh na won so atumi apply na waba beye Absa bank bank agent one agency no boy adwuma ye papa no absa me ba cho one banking services there me no mienu nani dada say correct pam and nti say no dey ben what you say ya dey banking no ben wo important wo community na wo te no for ho agim no pay say wo tie me absa pen for say me kan fom ma say absa agency banking no aba quick pa safe convenient secure fast easy nti bomodia so do ho ezo betimi a chem na bibia so etimi akoso ahoma no a obefre na wachi nchiremu anase ukọ absa.com.gh a onso betimi apply no aba ye absa agent ewo bom agency banking emo me pa cho number no 0531 036610 0531 036610 upuso ahoma onso nsa betimi aka amebibia so etimi akoso kama etimi edi ama enso hodomo midi edi Isaac Kasapeja edi edibu AC na
95.1
report no say edwamu enchiabium na isipe na chese mawie kra na nei ni gisem Black Queens are qualified na Mr. Speaker one disappointed musician Mr. Speaker one entertainment guru opening not entertainment edwuma no bono chasepa nana Kwame me aminua say so order so ye minua dia because omem skache ono so onim pen for ba betwa so amebia so etimi akos me di Isaac Kasapeja na me adoma enume so ye be sia e was sports center jimede so adepa GH report no sia Mr. Speaker ni team no etwa so
Nina ewie won kunimdie e da the Black Queens of Ghana way back to back qualification ban Women's African Cup of Nation way dey kan coach Kim last Josephine Bonsu na verso Chantal omo first time omo bobo o man Ghana mu anu kunimdie akọ edi amomo next year Morocco ana wafco no ebeko so na sa qualification so betnya serve ama first second third sa competition mu so obeko Brazil World Cup no
Anokwa Sani Grace Homeopathic Clinic esa yade de ye benyina chepa o
ye besan so service kapa
nentiase wo be service ka wo Grace Homeopathic Clinic nessa ho yade do motion
oba ne right o okopa general consulting laboratory services physiotherapy general body scan any dietary counseling bibia free Grace Homeopathic Clinic charge hey
are you sure
no krepa
ajisika kakra bia wo betua e de ajuru wo mu no so de nam papa sa also the stroke, hypertension, diabetes, arthritis, rheumatism, prostate cancer, akumayare, fibroid, ulcer, oba ontumi wo ni nyina odi abafufude be humu ansa no asayare no. Grace Homeopathic Clinic Medina akachi abo last stop for 0556 181 666 and 020 006 7500.
Grace Homeopathic Clinic,
a mission from God for humanity.
Luck is everywhere for everyone. Afi beye de mentinka kekeo minimum kasa if you say the luckiest season 3 asayaba.
Afi mami chewo kwan a obefa so nye wo ticket but star 712 hash na di ehise no so to ticket ana se ko internet no so na bo the luckiestafrica.com se bia me community tickets no so na you lucky number
wo betumi so ama system na eyi bia ma chere ahi
pay ahanum 500 times we your massa ye pay the community de benyan so betumi aye emohu edu 10 times
inti yen kambom na yen nya lucky na ko bebia shawo hoso enye ma wona wondi infiedu watching luckiest jumedie yi enele imrata chere wo Caritas lottery platform no so
Money wana
oya wa kasi edo
kotoje I see your body. Hey, that's sorry. Shimi Musa.
I tried it. And I walk on the way. Here cancelled mixture. I can't show it. Remember, Yerba who be around now. The Yerba Biara. I drew a hole. I tried to see your we are. Cancelled mixture. Cancelled mixture. And pay for what's your 1 and 2 monum cancelled mixture. No one put to Ankasa. Kotoje.
Oh, Kotoje.
Oh, to 2. How are you, Jay? mish. Arthritis yerbe yo. Nom cancer mish chatsi. Trust Jehovah Herbal Center. Watakwa. And our ye. I don't do a friend. 0244 871 862. Anna 0500 891 458. Engine Fide Biena. Menumbi. On your mapping for. On your batter the warm one benum. And Krato FDA. Apinodo. She cancer mixture. From a report all side effect of cancer mixture to FDA using Med Safety app. Remember what I tried to. Maybe you will know how to. No cancer mixture.
Ghana, why you ready ada? On 95.1. Yes, my home subium. That's right. This time around, you will go way back into time. DJ, Mama scratching back home to be mentioned. Get your dancing shoes ready. Power shut up, Papabi. Your Afro hairstyle. Se galanti bi na benyo. Se bass bi na be show. Get ready for this action. On your throwback party. Ebaso. 21st November 2025. Ewa Atomic Junction, Bayview Village, Wana. Onia throwback party, big, mega, it's coming live. But this time around, Didier, won't miss it. Artists on the bill, Samini, Kofinti, Ophoria Ponsa. Kaisa tickets here, 200 Ghana cedis. Opa tickets, and also person G table. I will do Asia. Dial *928 *12 *2#. Anna, any other enquiries in Church-Mubio Yebiano, friends 0243 868184. Anna 0546 063747. Nabuku for VVIP table. Brania Kakaya home on your throwback party. Say kutu. Say back
to the left and right. Let me see your hand. Move to the left and right. Move to the left and right. Stand 1, 2, 3.
Holiday boys now you're doing
yes boys now
but you were doing me no say you tea free when
yeah
baby and right chance you free and you be we here okay we'll talk more about corruption related issues buying way promises or mobile they will go into it na yetimi de ho enkomo. Again, G as in common in Nsempa said yes, Kono. Kasama for no atenase, enti yenene bedi ho nkomo.
Nice one.
Yes, na afei Andra bibi koso o pack 5.1. Public Accounts Committee no Andra bibi koso. Na de bia ye ka kire mu se enkrofo e wo ECG. A mo ye adwuma wo ECG. Dodo na ya krofo a ya monte ase. What you say?
We are comfort saying.
One more comfort, one more said your budget no. No more dimana one more cupboard home could approval.
A man of you know.
Someone for board in your view.
Yeah, and one
may catch you say. Ni papa mua and Casasi a Chinese ye minister. Ye minister we no man penny be appoint you be CEO. I'm an that agency and our public corporation be anoa. As a president ye appointment no in consultation with the minister. And then the board. Wow, and Crawford ECG. Edisika wabra board ne ma approval bia because we feel say what the ho.
Ono no ye the CEO ntino.
Member list and no Public Accounts Committee na airtime. Airtime.
Nanye.
San Crawford we no mu wi a. What see and some to tariffs more, right?
Yes.
Sabi ye de ehuru yanim koso.
Every year bia.
Ye to tariffs.
Isi the cow.
De bia. Isi the cano ye betro kwan omofa suspend this can. Electricity Company of Ghana.
Bado.
Kwan omofa suspend your musika. We will show you this morning.
Every year bia isi jingwadika. And so light here you so chroma. And you free. Kwame. Latin in your free. And so you see the back at the
big story 195.
Yeah, no so na maminti we free hotel. Mamintia your friend is saying good board chief executive.
Sami Jemfi.
Yes.
The chairman pay.
Na Endra na Jonami wo Joulu. Joulu man den krama me say me fama Sami Jemfi.
Oh, for Joulu man ho.
Yes.
Oh, nice one.
deɛ di kan mamenka na memmɔ naba so wɔyɛ adeɛ
adwuma ne de ɔyɛ pa
Same a demonstrate say or a young man now or very competent at what he's doing.
Yes. Adwuma de ɔyɛ pa.
But Joe Lumani Samin Kancheni say. Aside the competence near Juma war yenina.
Odisika Emma or mine no.
Odisika bre or mine any de war
about $8 billion.
Adia ba ko pen be bonifo. Sa settings for your more country in Kraha and Kraha. What 3 settings in the abebe woman, ebe bonifom.
And any idea here? Na settings the bear.
Sami, I'm true for your mini opinion. I'm telling you the truth. And Crawford didn't come more. And I watch your social media. There was a hashtag. Drop Joycelyn Dumas as ambassador. Is a hashtag and bra NDC for Nankasa handles a who don't know a tweet.
Okay.
On
sir?
X.
Sir?
Talk of Facebook. The NDC supporters were telling you, say, Joycelyn Dumas here campaigned here President Mahama. He should nowhere come close.
Oh, sir.
To President Mahama Memuwe.
Sir.
Yes, I'm telling you the truth.
Evidence be no.
Na Joe Lumanen so eka.
Evidence be no.
When him say appointment, we must start so mo appointment. Nene nam from am so ye ba be ye Joycelyn Dumas deputy diaspora affairs officer say coordinator. Emma party for ne sorry pa.
Omudwa
pa.
Later on baka so.
Later on ka say nye no kre and omo withdraw that appointment.
Later on so da be nye no kre.
Hey, Sammy, you are doing the work.
Adwuma de o bobi.
Sorry? Yen yetina ha ne yeka bibi boni tiawa. People will come and tell you. But the boy abaso will be a mekancho. But I'll tell you this one on the truth. On the platform of truthfulness. Sa settings for ya wakotwi wo mo de abebenwa. All of a sudden, woman na eba be brand ambassadors for gold board jewelry. Jewelry no dear. Hey, adwuma be ambassadors iba be asame wonye dada. Brandon Ben one more day babeka. Sa settings for ya wodi omo aba as brand ambassadors. The Juma be pan one babe.
I for na settings. I for na settings.
Na we nim one aye omo brand ambassadors. We na be same.
Why no why? Apart from Joyce one be.
Bola Ray ni Joycelyn Dumas who nim one.
Oh, sir.
Hey,
Bola kan.
Sorry. Sa settings for where your settings for baby a ho dem kwan wo mo pe. We'll tell you the truth.
Kwame, I sound like a modu pa o.
Yeah, and Crawford, yeah, will coach you one more dear baby. One more young Crawford be a baby, a hot damn quan, one more pill.
O Pacha said, a human dear, almost your emergency, or mobile human be, but almost hey. You will chrome how I won the bar now. I say, hey, Nana Kwame Jack, almost a free. We are in this country. Anna Samia Ukube, and Nelly boss. I know say what person you be a friend of the youth in the music and now youth in the sports and idea entertainment right youth in entertainment and I want to for Bola Ray the bata homeboa sir youth in entertainment no ekosi say edema NL4
Onye FM 95.1
youth in entertainment na Samia Ukune ye na nisu adi hu na ye ko for Bola Ray mo bata ho no youth in entertainment ne kosi say hey mame nka no kra ne nkyerem ebiasi pen Ebiasi pen. Hey, nam one sorry will chrome had man and nam one edging dino. Near nim crofo a ben nam one.
Hey, Kwame, maybe I'll call it.
Hey, Mammy Cano Crunch. Mammy Cano Crunch fan tremo. Hey, and this is one of the tomb for Muntie. Ya can be at the Muntie.
Bianam ne hupa
kwa ma settings na modi ya adwuma na settings no one buying free so party free so when you are no longer the CEO na issues ba won kwa wasem o
obi en no obi nkasa ho
but the best settings ne yenchise ne more settings na
yenchise adwuma ne dia
adwuma ne dia ubenya nkrofo no be hyehyɛ sami I'm telling you oh you young man who are prospect God board the adwuma no the people who have supported your adwuma no ye ne ye
adwuma de oyɛ pa o
enkofo bia me bata ho embo bia me disika bia hey yenim krofo yema wo mo ambassador rawura amfamfa so bia mrege
MP before ba yi omo de amanfo bebre angosiaga bebre
hey Kwame Jan yen kan no kramfa nkyere ye ho free senior high school ambassadors e de no mo ye ma ye e de no mo ye ma wo mai we yes ye free senior high school ye nyi ambassadors Ambassadors no ye wo mo no dia no mo ye maaye.
Oh, say no.
Hey,
omo ye adwuma kakra na.
Mami kasem jo. Sami Jemfi wo ye adwuma. Let's put it on record.
Adwuma de Sami bo.
Adwuma ne de wo ye.
Obo pa.
The transparency. And near my Sikakra would to me the ma buying 95.1. Send your contribution through the gold border, baby and combine wage in a cranky in terms of Nisikasem.
Yeah.
And in the revenue generation.
Yeah, why are they pa?
And that's a gold board no per se. Gold a motor ton would be a jewelry. Na Ghana jewelry no, yet me spotted the Kwame and Nico ton we see drama so. You don't need any brand ambassador. And when you need a brand ambassador, there are people who are very influential. One more settings are one paid. Hey, Mumaya dream in this country. A dear assembly bro, we will talk about it.
And the mom for be and
signals no what
Mom for be and better you man who I made you man.
Hey, Sammy, send gold board. What ye? Gold board FBA jewelry shops. Na jewelries are more no a quality. Who bet me I see and crack or advertisement or be any problem.
Only FM 95.1.
Any international markets now person target.
Yes. Of course, send it.
International artists.
Of course.
Who bet me I call Al Jazeera, BBC, CNN, no one running advert to her. Nobody has a problem with you.
Because
brought to you by the Ghana Gold Board.
Yeah.
Now was selling Ghana. Hey. Ambassadors na Juma pa wo mo ba be anything.
Kwame, hupa.
Hey, na Kwame Jan.
Kwame.
Me say, nam one ba Ghana ha. Nam one sorry. Nam one nya ni sika ye nim krofo wo mo ni di sika do. Nam one so nya asem ye nim krofo wo mo atena nam one who be si de.
Hupa, Kwame, hupa.
Hey, do not lie to yourself.
Udin command paper, Kwame.
Hey, yeah, the Abeka. You know, some Mecca.
No boom to crown paper.
Baby, I heard them Kwan, who's uncle for we.
Only FM.
I'm settings wrong.
Settings for now, Modium Bay, Jumo Kruma. Now, by way, Munya very careful. Now, Kwame Jan, I'm one and your settings so.
And correct.
And first, you can't come more be a hey, what person we advertise, jewelry, and we are young trend video, young proper production. Young call running 1 minute advertisement on CNN. Rwanda, Okwa, woman advert was CNN. So, international market now will target here.
Rwanda, they even advertise on Arsenal agency.
What person we advertisement attracting international clientele? Premier League, Champions League, there are so many avenues. Hey, you don't need brand ambassadors for anything. Let me tell you the truth. Brand ambassadors, no more beton bibia dia maye. One more influence in Kobe Bia. Hey, Mommy and Kano Cranche. Says he can't hear Quaco Westin, that money can do something better for this country.
Kwame, ambassadors in the Onyebi.
We ambassadors on bed.
Onyebi,
and dear no baby, one more bed, dear no baby.
And dear, and
what the ambassador need by a day.
Obama Ton, Obama Makate, gold board, gold board, and
advertisement ban the chess, Black Queens, Airboy International Tournament. Now I sponsor Black Queens, Not a Guanim Ghana gold board, quality jewelry from Ghana. Buy it. Why advertisement, dear Google Jessimo, and the FSS, Ghana athletes, international platform, so, hey, yeah, dear, a chance as your best ambassador, and again, Wabe. Hey,
Obama Kate, Adaruma.
Please. What dear, and you're not to them bad.
But I'm for now also on my settings and now 1% on my bed. I don't know. And I'm one.
What dear, one man. Mofa settings, a message idea with. Now, what the settings, the message idea with why you're back in the settings with.
Because Kwame, gold board in Nankasana, I told who.
Gold board not on who we are. You don't need anybody. One here settings be ours, our gold board way.
Gold board, I told
gold board, I told who we are. Gold board and Crawford free one more country. Eba Ghana, have a best the gold board near. You don't need anybody from the settings circle. So one of our settings, Jamobia. By extension of your vision, and I would do jewelry no ever. One person a told jewelry no. Sammy, there are so many ways of selling the jewelry. You don't need any settings. Be our hey, me cannot cry, me cannot cry. Baby, I hold them kwa, baby, I hold them kwa.
Hupa Kwame.
I don't know how you
and then cry. I am in now. And then Crepa, Kwame.
Ah? And Krahanya, and Yahan, Unity.
Only FM.
You need to cause one grand. Hey, Kwame Jack. Now we can't know him any man Krahan won't be on here. I
don't mean, hey, I can't know her. Mapa.
Baby, you would say, I won't go. Fake it until you make it. Would you only move and I want to be please, Momaya soon credit in this country.
Now, Kwame, what born Namwandi, Nanamwa, or Hodie? Namwa, Hodia, Macama Samaria, Mubetia Munti, Namwa, Muntia, Mudia Munko to Sikemu. Namwa, I did the IO Chromabia is not for free. Oh, that you. San Crawford, where Bawadia, when you're for free. Dabby. And you're free, Kwame, Adaroma. And you're free cry.
The big story. 195.
I tell Kwame Sisiano, also say, Bolane, Joycelyn, deal no moya with a good ball. Drop them. Settings in this country. Drop them. On drop them. They can find a better way of selling Ghana's jewelry through the gold board. And one no. Mama alternatives we bring, eh? Okay. Ghana Premier League, and a year boy at the TV3 so, and down near TV so there be comprende brand stadium ho sponsor teams ni bi. Wo pese Ghana sikafo no kro hu se wo ton jewelry na fair. Just brand it. Those are avenues abetimi they are reaching out to a lot more of people. Ade be no settings. Hey, company now ya setting up na gini din a e ton no an ho dada no wo kofa settings for na be bata ho e won kran ha sabe wo kofa settings for idi be bata ho won kran ha same ye adwuma pa o Kwame
hey
abu adwuma pa
the big story 195.1 big story
Kwame ye mo room now there
na Kwame maybe tiwa asempetia enya kasa bebre
yeah ndie no pa
me se settings ye nyim free ho eno wan
settings ni mfi ho keke
adwuma na ikoso ade na to no ho dada obia me se ade a de na akono na attract nkrofo say kwan ya person mo fa so didi are fine but nobody has an issue but I'm telling you say the rules are the be mo no chena accountability na say ensure what you are can for free.
That be sent.
You may yes idea way for free.
Aye juma and ye deal until
you measure.
You want to meet your mocha any day.
The effect I buy
and you want
free. Idea.
You want in free.
Hey, now come idea.
Only fair.
Some of you drop on bombs.
NDC boys nanka say dwa make catch you straight. NDC for nanka say dwa. Party for nanka say omo dwa.
Me say some of you drop on.
Sorry, agenda way send your agenda na ewu efri baby na eba drop it. Wow.
Obe drop. Obey. What can you obeti?
Ambassador gold board jewelry ambassador hwan na ekosi. Hey. Obeti. Minus ni so musika so amuntu gold ne board me mo fa sika ne bi nka ho eno na hia. Enye ambassadors aye kofo mo se wo mo me dey. Wo me brand ambassadors for what?
Obe drop. What can you do Samiati?
The big story 195.1
settings dey mo pe o settings. Yenye ni say.
O se na ka adwuma no na.
Yenye ni say ne nkosi ni say.
Enter na ka adwuma no.
Pa mo pe.
Ajana tu.
95.1.
Ana.
Mo dey.
Speaker.
Ade bi wo ha nkofa me hye okon.
Because good body buy edin a ye boni edin papa
good body buy woni ambassador bia on so good board na nkasa de ne ho
eno e ton ho
waji ne din
good body ton ho
onya ambassador bia on so waji ne din
good body ne ton ho pa
waji ne din because of adwuma pa wo ye
adwuma pa sam jemfi wo ye
o kofa we mu abebata
adwuma ne clean pa o ne fe ba ne sense me
na wo penkrofo kra de o mu abata ho a your actress, any actresses be brain in this country. When show on face a year campaign man NDC, any John Mahama.
Oh, say be on trend that direction.
Hey, one trend is that direction.
On trend will be able to my year, Jumana.
Man, bet me a year, Jumano.
I was trying to say, okay,
fame. One way popular, one more connections there. There are so many people that show face clearly. They were bold enough.
Oh, na sir, a Ghana Jumano, yeah, NDC Jumano, yes, Ghana. And at least I saw to me phobia or no susu met me a year juma na momo ana Kwame
I'm quiet you are Macawi and Meshama Bufunka. Why? Maybe I don't come on in Namnedia and Fabian Count.
And didn't say about 1 year ana Kwame
I'm quiet you, man.
Okay, my dear.
FM 95.1.
The big story. 195.1.
Mammy now say, now be who I can see a minute, no answer to no car and no, I don't know, and say, Daniel Fenny, a year, Casama for Edema, a year, the Ghana Education Service. I don't pay what I say. I could answer for no, the spectacle I was said the Abano. Young politicians, no, woman, they've been never done you to pay no. Danny morning.
Nana, good morning.
Na empomo to say.
Yame ekra yen kakran na once we.
Eradi ada Roma, yensu ye ho ye pa.
Ghana
Education Service to say.
Yame adom. Yeguso kakran.
95.1.
We have observed say Ghana Education Service one of the biggest agencies of the country. Yes, stakeholders and also pa efi school fo emofra no.
Okay.
Kopem omo awofo. Kopem akyerɛkyerɛfo kopem non-teaching staff and general stakeholders like media nti no aya na adwuma na a bit complex kakra because whilst you are satisfying one group another group is also not satisfied, you have to quickly come and attend to them. Maybe in another group so quite complex, but I think all in all fairly we are managing it quite well to ensure say all the stakeholders kakra will be satisfied. Yeah.
You are very young, but I must say oh yeah dear.
95.1.
You are very accessible to the media.
Yeah.
And we are
in fact, I come into the picture with the orientation say media and a stakeholder in education. Media and a partner in the education. I don't approach media as strangers. No. Anytime the media calls, I am present, I'm available. I make sure say information be I will say it will go out. Clarification be as well say making I make sure say we make those clarifications. Constant communication and keeping the public or pulling the public along many of the things we do, policies are here, projects are here, and I believe say helpful. Say public networks and stakeholders networks here. I believe be no kromwana omo carry our projects and our policies along. So keeping the public informed, updated, and pulling them along. Personally, very important for me. Yes.
But this week, last weekend, basically this week, Monday, and you've really been in the news because of a education minister and Kwame OD. Any concerns are Ghana for so a war. By virtue of the fact is policy be a baby no. In fact, one of my implementing agency on behalf of the ministry.
That's true.
And then you know Akwakoba say as I see the education no a home kobo. The kind let us understand challenges by with the computerized placement systems ma yentiasie say ye ka say akola bia nya school e wo Ghana ha.
All right, my man, that's it. So the computer placement challenges are here observe mechemu 2 bako systemic challenges. Make a systemic challenges that I say akola na play any role, parents na play any role. Ye placement and na ye mo ayete computer nature and ye hu shortfalls be in how we were doing the placement itself. Into a systemic problem. To be or maybe a colana a particular school be and I will choose a particular course be, but computer placement in mono we place that child in a school on one and all that. Now in the process, I think about a month because you release placement, last month, and you did the home command. So in the process, we were following all those systemic challenges, And you another challenge. My friend say human challenge. Human challenge, and you say a colano far school. Back in JHS3, they were made to choose 7 schools. Now 7 schools no more choose, and we realize even though they picked 7 schools and submitted 7 schools to us, deep inside their heart, be brain and come first choice and second choice.
Yeah.
It is a placement in a banal command on 5th choice, 6th choice, 7th choice. On you happy, on you satisfied. Now we realize no dominating the problems.
Okay.
On the outside, you would think that there's a problem with the placement system. But over by inside now, and shut down your problem, baby. Desires and wishes of the parent and the student, and coincide with the placement they have gotten.
Okay.
Now, and normally in Chilemu, I think the placement here, with the computer placement, it starts from the selection of the schools. In TIA, normally, yes, right from the selection, they should be involved so that say placement in the Barbontia, and yet so worried. Because the woman in 7 schools now, we feed all the 7 schools into our systems. Okay. And with computers, on no name say one man 7 schools, but who desire is only the first school. On no name say I draw man some 7 schools. Now 7 schools and by implication, or person or children say me man first school or pay. Me man second school or pay, me man third school or pay. I pay 7. That's how the computer understands it. But say internally,
And why is this mostly very good grades, but first and second, third option so no akunya 7th and 6th option.
Yes, so a variety of dynamics. Mean starting from this angle. So number 1, share the competition of the school no or selected, make a school no make say be a for example infante pemwa. Share all the so this year for example we had over 70,000 students who picked infante pem as a first choice, not as a school. You can as a school there are more than 100,000 because we are picking as the second choice, we'll be picking as the third choice. We may limit into only first choice, over 70,000. Infante pem so here only 1,000 or so. How competitive the school is. Now you compare grades and all that. If you want to share program, nankasa will choose here, so how competitive it is. For example, program bit is science, a bit is general art, a bit is business, a bit more competitive than some other programs. Share programs and also. So that is number 2. Number 3, share residential status. Say be offer a day and a boarding. And be offer a boarding so a boarding spaces school no one limited kakra. And so yes, our comparisons now here and there. We are 4th level, and so share will be a friend of catchment area. Catchment area school no krona was the people who live within or around the school environment, I almost a certain considerable advantage be than those who are coming from afar. I think it is around 15% into catchment within catchment area. I have 15%. We also share those who completed public and private schools, currently, as new administration, now we public school, our 30% advantage to getting your choice of schools, But you feel say no, discrimination a bit deep into you reducing it to 15%. So if you public basic school now, or for a particular school, you have a 15% more advantage than into about 5-6 different there are 5-6 different metrics be na the calculations, However, our observation is that a lot of the parents almost disagree with some of the placements, They only look at maybe results, na better than Adwaman Sunday result. Then they use that, but we go beyond just the aggregate and just the raw scores, to look at so many other factors: residential status, the program you have paid, catchment area, public-private school dynamics, and all those dynamics, and placements.
That's it. More compare public-private school dynamics. I mean, very discriminatory by virtue of the fact so be called private school. No, now because a woman a limited access. Again, I mean, you are disadvantaging those people. That opportunity to go into private. In fact, a very strong argument for anyone to make. I think it's the framers of this ideology were thinking say the fact is normally abiding to me managing the schools I think, okay, so the public schools belongs to the government. That's right? Correct. That's correct. And he said abiding into me more running the same curriculum. Say abiding to me manage or no schools to ensure enough competitiveness. And then in making sure say schools for the public ones it becomes so attractive, said the parent will feel comfortable, say okay, at this point in time the money called public basic schools they will get the required knowledge and then foundation levels are here to keep up with their education. I mean, say more fairly some as an institution, why do you have to punish the private person? All right, inti main friend of failure per se, but only maybe I say normally, for private sector, when the private sectors do a lot of investment, they stand a chance. And you're private in because your private means one class wants more resources and that's correct. Make in generic terms, and normally higher private investments, they go higher, not only in education, across all sectors. Baby, I'll be a private sector. Because teachers, schools, in the public sector, they are more qualified, right? I agree with you. That's true. These are trained teachers. That's true. Womukita licenses. That's correct. They know the modalities of teaching. That's correct. Imparting knowledge, That's correct. And these are people paid by government. And if at the end of the day, me a private person, maybe a school, my your friend is saying to say the more kind of people teacher, right? That's true. Now what ready and I'm in quala perform better. Now at the end of the day, being quala need chat. No, but still, let's try it. Fair to anybody. I think the different views are very welcomed because, of course, they are all Ghanaian. Instead of giving that 15% quota, I feel some more energy should be channeled towards making public schools attractive for parents to have the comfort. Say, I agree with you. Only that, when the government is competing with a private investor, I mean, private investors and the competition. But private man needs me. Government with all the resources. And saying, and these are same people we sit with in the same classrooms. And what it tells you is that clearly commitment levels. And the fact is say okay, but menye fair kakran so to the government say government or resources and everything, but or chairman nipa be 30 million or so. Nti normally the audience and I say the national cake, open say o chair nanka obia enya bi nkakran nti bansa unza private they normally they have a particular audience, a particular market, and so when they get their investment they are able to channel that investment to the particular market. But government the market the whole nation. All people in Accra, but we are so Bono regions or share more a national cake and but I think the government is pulling all strings, making all effort to ensure quality and access. In fact, these are the two key words for us, quality and then access, and we'll reach out to almost all. Well, that is just by the way, but not to divert attention. And as we speak, Akolabia is placed in a particular school. Obia co school say. I realize that more self-placement and what not whole, right? So exercise now by the way, na. Yes, this is what happens. Colombo cultural BC. Permit me, you see approximate figures. In Colombo cultural BC, they are about 600,000.
na omuwie BC ni nyina result babont, and those who qualified for placement are about 590,000. Make a qualify for placement, that means a bimo ho munya aggregate 9 or grade 9 in a core subject, and some other persons also had some of their results withheld because it was going through investigations and all that to one change. But about 590,000 students normally qualify for placement. Now, out of the 590,000 students, you know, before we do the placement, vacancies from the various school heads, catch rooms will be undeclared the number of vacancies they have or space they have so that we place the children there. Placement well over 700,000 vacancies. Ghanaian children say ye place every single one because vacancies are war. Schools we are about 700,000 and we are dealing with about 590,000 students. Yes, we placed everybody. However, we notice do no interest no share just a few schools been to obekaya a bit controversial as schools be omo nipa dodoa me so especially grade A schools in been to obekaya be controversial about the categorization of the schools into grade A, grade B, grade C schools, and because after you realizes as will be an interest
grade A.
Good, and grade A schools and so to satisfy all the 590,000 students into a honor looking like there's a challenge, there's a problem. But for us from the placement system, we made sure we placed every Ghanaian child.
Placement in one area, ministry and as more.
Your CSSPS. Computer,
Secretariat.
Yes, secretariat. They are also they are also under an agent under the Ministry of Education. They are purely in charge.
So they are purely in charge.
Yes,
but they report directly to the minister.
Of course they do. And this year, one of the things we sought to do was to remove all superior authorities from the placement process. Obakaya, the Minister for Education himself, has said on several platforms that he didn't have access to the placement, the computer placement process, and that was a very genuine comment.
But how will you respond to and Crawford the list by one place you among Crawford? One amusi protocol protocol no more allocations for protocol MPs are him for anyone more there's so much complaints within the system say one more the list in the bar moon place you or rather Crawford ton slot a Jessica as part of the placement processes.
All right, so to a very large extent, the Ministry and the Ghana Education Service, we wanted this process to be largely meritorious. Largely meritorious, I'm trying to say. We wanted to reduce the concept of Akwawe, Onya aggregate 40, but in the Papani into the Aba, Yamani placement. We wanted to reduce those concepts because one of the weaknesses and challenges I observed in the past administration, the idea was not to continue what was a shortfall in the past administration. The attempt was to ensure the placement process will be as meritorious as possible. I agree with you. One more what the protocol say be a MP or be a nana or be a ohene or here and there. They found it very difficult. In fact, from where I sit, most of them did not go through the placement be a ban protocol be a banti because we understand bedru baby now we are disadvantage you almost were say what's na say wo sua de pa what the worrying what the sua de na ka wo she say obenya particular school be nti na dream na no mo sua de daytime wo mo sua de no we understand now quite so we ne papa ti hanti no one shade insua de but and I'm saying pursue some of these individuals, and unfortunately many of our parents and ayana gatekeep the details of such persons on shada body on shada mouth contact on shada mouth details be but we one wa betcho Facebook say o person go school mo here to your 30,000 and not to your 20,000 or reach out and they don't really give you any further details. It's send initially me kind yesra awofo no yesra student no yesra media no yeah partners in this process in tinka yenyina yamboa if we go through any process be na ye unfair process na etwetwenwa so just reach out, give us the details. The other day the Minister for Education himself mentioned say about 10 people so far are under the radar have been picked up for investigations because my brother secondary school now, what is it? Say bedru baby, we want to now commercialize it. I feel kolabi person ko school mo why re ne ho we sua de awie no we so on betu 30,000 into so answer we to ma ko school mo na dey asem nko a enti no yen nyina genuinely, but as I said na ya na politicians normal kasa people look at them with skepticism kakranti and people want to doubt, but genuinely we wish we can completely eradicate all this mikotiaska way mediska way far. We want to eradicate all so that akwala wo J3 no kocho bi so nim say me se metena se na mesua de nko ade a na me pass me nso hwa me school first choice and second choice and third choice the men sabeka na ma school mo. When we give our children this level of assurance for them to grow up knowing say minor meritorious to a very large extent, and that's what we are attempted to do.
Very well. My Yembra, before I ever wrap it up, concerns about the dress code, the code of conduct for a year pre-tertiary level student, any a year acquire now this is an entrenched position a minister taking. I'm sure say by far GS and so I take it that stand. Say we are collides so 12 na just with me eco school when you're ready there not just a school no na on person my mean on that is it really the case GS any ministry no open for such conversation say baby a society no evolve for that reason maybe we would have to reconsider some of these things because you see your mwakula aba old school, right? Capital punishment, yeah, he free or first and then any questions in the intimate use of phones. Says in Kwalani be use tablet in the phones.
That's correct.
In the schools. Now, what actually motivated such decisions to be changed? And why is it when it comes to dress code ni be anybody there? More so much entrenched in it. But the telephones and other things are more used in schools,
Okay, so let me start from this angle. We have still not allowed the use of phones in schools. Of course, you will find one or two children who sneak mobile phones into the dormitories and all that, but officially in Ghana Education Service, even though we accept that technology has become so important, you're integrating into our new curriculum. Now let's talk about the dress code. Initially I mentioned it's a Ghana Education Service. We manage one of the largest agencies in the country. In fact, direct students manage they are getting close to 10 million from KG Akwapim Senior High School.
Okay.
Na yajitum say enkwala no bia fi different background neighbor. Ebi fie sebe iskakakra ho ebi fie baby a me fi suedro tebi krom ye niskakra uko school kra ye ma oska yes ye bo break abra fie be didi ye nso ye ho ye wo ebi mo fi Christian background, Muslim background, ebi mo ha ye drive na ebe drop your school ebi nso ha 90 kilometers na ode ba school. In fact, there were different people coming from different backgrounds, all walks of life na omoba school mo. Now orientation as Ghana Education Service say no matter the background that we feel bano who do school gates now drop it and enter the school classless. In other words, we don't want to say CCA, if you walk into any senior high school, we don't want you to be able to look through the student and be able to tell, say, akwawe or physical fear, we any fear nibi, we are a Christian, we are a Muslim, and all that. We don't want you to be able to tell that from their physical appearances. Oh yes, a classism now will start at the abano. Inti afi ebedu baby no esikafono no the expensive hair beba school, or the expensive shoes beba school, or the expensive dresses beba school, and here for no the cheaper hair beba school, cheaper. And oh yes, you are widening the already controversial gaps we have in our society. Into school classroom one dear ye remua quickly no time a yenina de assembly ye baako time a yɛnyina de kɔ dining yɛ baako school atare a yɛhyɛ ɛyɛ baako yɛ fingernails ɛyɛ baako yɛ mpaboa a yɛhyɛ ɛyɛ baako sɛbe ediban mpo a yɛdi wɔ dining ɛyɛ baako because when nyɛ hɔ na yɛba bɛkyerɛ sɛ wei. And you know, some of the big people, they have their children in schools. And you want to buy say me a big man, but into no me no uniform I share and ampaboa I no is so expensive. Into no the concept of uniform and now uniformity no. And your school at our physical dress na wash and kwamu. Even in terms of their behavior, say be Yabo break time. We expect that all of us will go out for break. Say, it is time for learning. We expect that all the children will come in and learn. It is time for preps. All the children should go for preps. So uniformity, no, is expected to be there. Eboa man kwala kasa omwa disua and don't forget. So we are training these children for the world of work, and the world of work no is purely regulated.
Okay.
Na na me baya adwene se nyame anim no kwan ni ye won sem bi wo ha sanke ye gyae wa ka wo beka pa na mbom wadwuma na ethics nti wo pese wo kan bat na wo de ahye wo ho kakra e bia ye wo places bi wan ka wo de unya ya ka wo beka kwotena ho pa bat adwuma na nhyehyɛ ye nti na wa limit wo ho kakra ye nkwala ya ye kyerɛ mo ade say omo wie school those who want to enter the military. The boys now will be at kama very neat ones and will pull one pull else a walk will be at Nina woko ifru because of the regulation of the military. Those who want to go into nursing, they have to drop their expensive dress and put on the nursing uniform. Nina even in the world of work, no, and say if you are training your children to become useful even to the world of worker, then the concept of regulation cannot be taken away. You have to regulate their behavior, their perceptions, their thinking and all that. And this is where the hairstyling of the learners come in. So I know one. Number two, men will say bebre are very quick when they are citing example, quick to say that oko America, oko UK, oko advanced countries now they leave their students to have their hair on and all that. Miss Rowe, when you go to some of these countries, 90% of the students, senior high school students, they are day students. Wofifie na eba school, about 90% of them. Opa Ghana the converse is the case here. In Ghana here, no, about 80% of our students are boarders. Into dynamics, no, yeah, a bit different here. Kwa say, America here the santi quickly na yen kwatam na yen fambra Ghana. And I said, you'll be kwatam double track the buyer, shani abetunye. Can and I'll raise concern quickly. America cried. There are certain schools that are doing double track, and the area any. Into no. Examples are, of course, there was international examples you would want to.
Your boss is here, so I just have about 2 minutes now. DSC double track, no, is it still in existence?
Yeah, so
and I'm a year for her.
In fact, from day one, and I am very happy, say right from the ministry level to the Ghana Education Service, largely we haven't achieved perfection, but largely I think we have been transparent from day one in our communication with the public. Say right from day one, 2027, that is should be 2 years from now. Say looking at the vastness of the issues we have come to meet and the destruction we have seen and the complete mess we came to meet. And yeah, 1 day na yede be ho adwuma and yeah 2 days na yede be cleaning into Ghana for mine from now to 2027. I can assure you 100% that the committee working on this double track conversion have done a very extensive, in fact, collected data on all the schools, what they would need to move from double track to single track and all that. We have still given ourselves from now to 2027, say, yebeye movement, those that will need a school classroom bako, classroom block bako, it will be built for them. We also realize that for some of the schools, they will need tables and chairs. We are also making sure. We also realize that for some of the schools, a mere oversubscription. In other words, they don't have any serious problem. The only problem is that a lot of children want to go to those schools. That's the more reason the double track has come. I give you an example. There are certain schools currently, say only 20 students have reported. Into whilst we are seeing almost over numbers or overpopulation in certain schools, other schools are recording underpopulation. So realize a part of the problem, a rationalization and as a distribution of the student across the various schools. And into all those information I gather, and I'm able to give you this information because I sit in that committee, and so I know the work that they are doing. Into Ghanaians, 1 million up to 2027. In fact, from day one, this timeline, and that's the timeline we are working with. The mess is very deep. The mess very strong. In fact, let me give you an example. The third year student, finally, let me end. The third year student, SHS student, what third year CCI, you can say, when they were in Form 1, they spent only 1 month in school and moved to Form 2. That's how deep the mess is, right? And that is the reason why currently all the Form 3 students, they are not operating on a double track. All of them have gone to school, and then they will stay in school until they write their WASI.
So till when are you going to eradicate this?
Yes, 2027. I've mentioned, we have given ourselves up to 2027 to make sure, we will streamline things and then solve this problem.
All right, Daddy FN, thank you very much. I don't pay for your time.
Yes, Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
And then I'm also coming watching you now.
Don't worry, because of you only say me educationist. So sometimes education matters. I'm very serious about it. I just want to make a comment on this minister's comment on the hair issue. I asked the question: is the minister introducing something new? And I said he is only rehashing what is existing. Meba. Since when, leaving your hair became legal in our educational system? Dear minister ne kanye no eya dear me wo divine ye ko school ni na no it existed inti enya de foforo no ko introduce you. He only went to rehash what existed already. Question two. Let us be careful. Wait. Let us be careful when we are trying to learn. We are trying to bring and we are trying to learn a lot from the Western world. But as I say, we are guided by our culture. Today, LGBT has become a problem because we want to learn blindly.
But no, I
am commending him and the minister. No, because you see, we are holding on to. As a people, we are just waiting for the minister to speak so that they will roast him.
Mami now I say na me fast than be Emma Maboa for pay bills microcredit adaroma pacho trebi na fa ho shem na ube winning a lot of cash lucky as adaroma nti one more at the game no at the about the third edition ya na season 3 no eye de eboa edi sika be show bottom pa pay lucky as me mo amane as the wo hia nyina ne say obefa wo phone na wa dial *712# na wa select option 1 na wa your special ticket no e was so and also say call luckiestafrica.com na afi option 2 no so no work pick a year community ticket na what me a special ticket no e was so you stand a chance of winning a lot of cash in December but you the draw ni nyina na the best session na utiko ye na your bogo numbers na dia na say you are on your way to winning big with a year Luckiest Africa. And the luckiest adaroma, I don't pay for who should be *712# na what to me extra 1 year. But Josh and so mommy says, Kabia would you rum and what luckiest game we will be on one more ebo homo at the amount. And you have the greatest of assurance. Say once you tremia will be winning a lot of jets. Now, farmer one more in your community. And she said, would you me who baby and where you come, you secure, they safe. Now, ube to me, I will pretty as an agent. And the Ama Absa Banka, but your opportunity in here said once ube to me, I don't know, I shame me. Something better and even more bigger. And Absa for Eddie Abba. I don't pay to be a part of this and to become an agent, you know. You'll be in and it's ube for Absa for numbers. Now, what to me, after one more, now what register to become an agent. Ewo Absa Jim one pay for Absa for on 0531 036610 0531 036610 0531 036610 and I say we
to rectify it. Sisi omo ka kire omo say omo nko sue this what could oath affidavit na omo change the age ni na omo bra na omo hwe de omo be ya sisi ade bibia betima akoso yie na me see we die what we be da so obi a committee crime after crime no maka kire the committee crime ne say onko share this in cramp onko sue oath na on change a years na ombra na mon post no. You see, these are some of the things Nipamu in the institution, they complete school, come out and they are corrupt, and then CCIA fighting corruption. How can you fight corruption? The person who entered into tertiary institutions with fake, like with pretense, inside, like you are supposed to report them to the police. That's the first thing you should do.
Okay.
Nipakunin pesa ejina now reporting am a police. Now police if what chiomo. After that you will let them go back to the university to waste maybe 2 years in the university before completion. Omo bano, they will not do that again. Why are you asking them to go and change it at the commission of oath? No brand na post to say like obi control na obi ya dey criminal, it is okay. So when I heard him, I in fact I was the deputy the deputy CEO for NSS, I think so, some fair this in man. No, he said that they can't post all of them because majority of the students, they did not get the cutoff. They did not get the qualification to enter. So they went and changed their age to enter into the tertiary institutions. Like they said, 24 is the cutoff point. So those who got 25, 26, 27 going, they went and then changed their date of birth to mature students, and now they have to like go to a commissioner of oath to change the date and come back because it wasn't the right age. Can you imagine?
Wow. Interesting. Onkomo ya odi quite interesting, but yeah, the anybody actually. Divine morning.
Good morning, Minya.
Na empomo to say.
Nyame adom bia iboko.
PPP ho ye.
Bibia iboko.
Okay. Up to now, more license ni emfa ma mo ho.
Maybe just spokesperson for GN. Iti ukasara say me hu say na me answer. Eya me ko show na me do me baby.
Ba say mo ye ni nyina bom.
Ye ni nyina bom.
Eya mo founder na asem na ye kai.
Founder asem but
and as I say we twene ho every party no.
On twene ho ye but say fan so ma we ya.
I want to me.
Say me nye GN staff nti no. It's not possible say me ya wo mo spokesperson mo corporate affairs department some of these things if you see clarification obetumi anya no pepepe or no it would no bomb me first there na say I say o chiam me say go mechi no
what am I maji
ya me abema
na empom to say
you are me ho na so
ready adom now the ma wa chekura na wa start to ayampe.
Oh, you see, I'm so annoying and initiating when you hear especially some caliber of people making certain narrative. Now, when you say they are, and for a say,
because I go microphone in my
not say and say, Ube make certain comments, then they will come and roast you. Say they're not midi kind air canon. Obia and Kase, let us not advance as a nation. And yes, I know Obiaka. But in advancement, young culture and tradition must be a guide to our advancement. Mm-hmm. That's all what I'm saying. So in there, you battle with issues of LGBT simply because Ebisusu say under the disguise of human rights, Western world and Untinu, yenja man krofua in their own right they want to do should do. Yet, so we even legalities fiwa ya mamrene ya manie do not support that. Yet, so bisa who say those Western world, no, what is their tradition and culture? What do they compare in their empha? You got my point. So my issue is that on the issue of the hairstyle and other stuff, It is true we have advanced as a nation. But Yembisa Yahun Dempo say, Divine, how many parents in their homes so mama matifua, they don't force them to go and shave? How many parents today and omuye omumba bati at that tender age? Just few, because we are all guided by our tradition and culture. Yet about school, people are saying let's do it a wholesale. Meaning school ni nano. When you come under medical condition, you are allowed to do that.
Who is saying any wholesale?
No, that is what they are. That is what after the minister spoke, almost everybody who have made the comment chastising the minister, saying they compare with taking double salaries and those things, because they said the hair will not teach somebody on how not to take double salary.
Is it who Mubarak or what?
I don't want to mention him, but for me, those making those comments, I ask myself, do they understand the jurisdiction we find ourselves? Do they understand the jurisdiction?
Now, making laws are not sacrosanct. The discussion I hear having is of the fact that yes, our code of conduct for pre-tertiary students. Laws are made for human beings.
Sure.
Okay, and maybe a year kikakono as a country, we need to have a conversation, because almost every 4 years we are the way back up. The last time I buy was in 2021. Tyrone Magai.
Yeah.
Okay. I felt say it ought to have ended there, but I see as I be 4 years afterwards. So are we not at the point as I say you to me having an open conversation? In any case, Akolaye Nitiba school, what does it mean? Ucheniti the school, what does it mean?
Speaker.
Isn't it better say you be have an open conversation? Say you beba what can audience means maybe some questions no.
Okay, don't worry.
Say you be taking entrenched positions. Yeah. Okay? We are having a conversation. First, Nanki try Akolaba school. Yeah. What happened to your GS? Any mystery, no, all of a sudden said we a teacher near won't mean try Akolaba. Okay? So there are certain things are changing. Can we have the conversations devoid of tantrums, political play? No, na okay. As a nation, this is our focus.
Speaker, I mean, for about, let me say, a decade now, I want us to be frank to ourselves on this table. We all complaining about the kind of incola
95.1
you're churning out from our secondary schools. Yes or no? Unless you tell me we don't complain as a country. And I'm a because of the kind of children we churn out. Why? Because we think, say, Abrofunu don't punish their case. So let's have a frank conversation where we'll get to a point in time in Ghana. Akolakura Jimmy will school. You don't need to punish that child. Yet, we have forgotten that we are churning out chaffs. I'm telling you this. Yes, it may be a problem in you. Where there is no problem, we don't create problem. All along, we know go school. We are not supposed to grow our hair. No? Did it create any problem? So if it didn't create problem, why do you want to assume that it had created a problem and let's find an amends to it? I didn't create a problem yet. I don't know what they're getting. It doesn't create any problem. Because no grow hair on medical grounds. And the school will allow. But without medical grounds, you are supposed to look decent. And you see, you go school. So let me ask you a question. Most times, a man or omutia school. Look at their lifestyle. They look big in their shoes. They feel like omweni and all those things. But when you shave your hair, it depicts the fact that you are a student.
And a child.
And a child. So at the end, you tutu mampam milka. Yeah, but let me only end with this. Speaker here. Me nearby and I'm mommy and I'm a sister made a comment. And I don't want to believe, say, that is what she heard from the deputy director. I don't want to believe. But the SSA when say admission to schools, NSS don't have control over it.
95.1.
And he said, Udu final year, school no a generate code amount. So code no and I only can register on the NSS portal. So if the school gives you a code, ubeti media portal no so I can register. NSS don't have control over your legitimacy of admission. They don't have. Inti, as a garbage in, garbage out. Their school no presenting ma one said, this is our graduates. And omuna yamma one, the code that you can allow them to serve the nation for the next 1 year. NSS grant them that access to register.
I think there's an age that NSS accepts.
No.
So when they went to register, the NSS system rejected them and said, no, you are a mature student who have already done this and this. So there's no need.
So normally what I know is that, so when we school, now on year service that. So as I sit here, maybe me first degree, even 2, me masters. But me year service that. If I'm even going to do second masters, and that is the time I want to do national service, said you met me national service certificate, I am allowed. Okay. But you go through some special dispensation. You get the point? You go through a special dispensation to be allowed to register so that you can do the service.
Very well. May I say, Janet Bramumami, Mami, on the issues are Yedika Bossy now.
Read it. Mami, da Haruna Idriswasi. Say you can't about people omuye bold, fearless. Na omutimi ka omo minder. Haruna Idrisu. Because this issue ever during the MPP era no. Minti say Minister for Education no ba ya obe kan issue bia. Anytime a issue we beba. Ye be kasa na asababium. Wo be hu say out of the country only 1% of the country will be there championing that omuyi omuti 1% to not 99.9, no, not even 1, I mean like 0.1%, not 99.9%, no omu insist say where omu ye referendum electoral commission in your referendum you see ye petri nwi our ye this in ye second cycle institutions where ye this in. Just imagine a kwalabe sorry a obekoko ye nitri wako school and every 2 months 2 weeks as I say wonko no monko wash train no because enyasa e can ohobe bon who start here with here you can't just use ordinary water to wash it. You need shampoo, other things, so someone will have to wash it. Then we will have to bus hairdressers to the schools. Time out the best ne books or the unity our school so St. Mary's say worry me sister back or St. Mary's me who know a free school buy and ne titi say a girl na almost see no soon almost jenny tinu ye she say no all looking so cute and nice more 10 times more than this no adiana osua na me krampo me hu no a minti ase when e di ade we see ne to so hwe. Yeah, we have rules and regulations in this country. Yeah, second cycle institutions. And yes, nim obika say colonial rule into colonial rule yeah into yanjai colonial rule boami na me family country for hairdressing in school. And yeah, colonial ruler ebe boama will packet and reduce it way a colonial rule. Into asem na omokano. It is neither here nor there. To me, dear, what the minister has said is something that is already there. So he is just championing, say. And now, Haruna Idrisu, he is a very bold minister. I like him. Sir, Kawas now, omo from home minister, say, omo kasi, omo musuro, on person, on cano, bimbe tiatiano, tatano, manipakunan tatano, sa nipanmo, omo wo media so, omo kan se mvunchireno no, manembo omo, wupe koneko wuba. Na mani ye rasta manu ko perminity but on ko public school where ayasem kone ko hwehwe private school amano that's number 1 ana fanu ko abrochire no nko ye niti wo hanmo but ye government schools you see there be memfa wo rasta fere mba mma mi bam hu se o pese on ye rasta mi pe rasta wo mi fie where ayasem you see memfa rasta mba school so that mi bank ko ye rasta we see won pini eye mi so me fundamental human rights say men fa wo rasta mbambe tietia medicine anka mini achimota anka min ji sa rasta boy no de bia ye mi ya mi hu sa rasta boy we na ye mi ya twe anka ye ndc era anka kola we on fa sa rasta no nko this achimota
how
me because Haruna Idrisu is a very bold minister. Otemikasa. Anka Obeka said there be Anka Okoko to Kurano winning case. They will go to appeal court. Na Oma ko Supreme Court. Na Oma they are called International Court of Justice. Time I obey wienu. Na ni school kurampo. Na Oma yina free ho because media to media. Mam yen allow be in fan rasta. Omo kan omo say a religious basis. Yen yina ye religious. The Bible is not telling us that. The Bible says that we should conform to the norms of the state institutions. Inti mi wo hoi na Bible see obi bomi suma mi boni bi. Ana me you obi ya me bibi na me ko yi no ma chimi atuma mede nti I will make sure say bibi come here make ko catch law enforcement agencies to be able to help me nti there oka this thing yiti our secondary schools obia all the women are even supporting eyemu na mu nkwala no enye nkwala ye see ye pese omu ye omuti Ras Mubarak won this na onko wu ne ban mu no form ye Rastafarians na but mun ko ye private school ye government schools or the omu be ko private schools because government institutions Achimota for instance mun pinibium omu ji one Rasta person they are not taking another Rasta person anymore barber your hair or you won't get any position in private in government schools.
Medase divine
yo medase Mami Chia.
Don't try as.
Mami Chia etie for n'ahwe for. Dedi kan em say since oba hima Kunodo Ajima Rollins film no me first time me ba nti mami fa akonye so mabusuafo nyina yakọ. Yes say huni nya na eni enya. Na de enyina de betu e honfo no say yes say okọ obi ayi ase a ho na nso usu ho. So could be a yes now question or down one now so or they are your way. That's the only chance that will be your opportunity. A dear soon until never move for 95.1. Na media at the back Madame Ajiman Kunedu or yeah say in na ibisu and say what was say even at the time on the limelight more or your public figure will be any no the color the complexion sisa or maintaining the complexions I just said the true African women now know you project no idea media because one say you might be unya limelight or be celebrity or ya be no now we're tinting the complexion
Ozzy Tony
no Tony and I say oh ye bibi you know and we is idea back wa me say
na Tony o je na Tony pa
member so Tony ono so divine original color we nyen color Tony Kala.
95.1.
You guys all the Tony Kala. Ana mesu media.
Normal.
Natural one.
There's a video. Maybe tia. O je so di mi. Me obi oni mi bi aba catch us mache. Me fi di mi collaborate mi na. E mi nua no mu nyina mama obi onim mi bia beka jo se mi po hu mi sisi abeka se mache because abrabo ni mu abrabo mu how
enti abrabo how so ye good ma obi a obi hu se nipa ko no wo be ka se wa Tony enya Tony no abrabo
good son of good living
oh that be me condemn obi ayo I'm just trying to say na mama no ejina mu maintaining the complexion no me dey idea so many. Now, when topic we are talking about, a school for 80 or more dress in the account.
On FM 95.1.
I will not be too strict on the topic because a bit paradoxical. On say issue no, I saw share from different angles. The kind of say system na you operate as Ghana no as a idea as I say liberalizing on na ubia so to many rights. Expressing on send your person when you're not say I dare offend you be affect you be and ya dear me to say I have some KCPR. Na oh sometimes no I dare back my baby who with us as Africans and as Ghanaians and they say you tra like Adiana ba yeah it's no yes so obesha no say me so me ye bi without putting into account one
FM
the geographical topographical and so many factors. Ubeshane se abrofo oye ni ti de na aye. Hwe abrofo omo triwi nimpo no emra eteki na ede afu. Ne se ne efu ne texture kra na nti se ye de different. 2 the educational setup. Once our schools na abrofo no man ko no. Ye de no. Oko America na to say obi ko boarding school Ivy League. Na je say like private adia abusuafo no disika na ashem. Most of the schools are all amanoni na community schools. It is akola no ye niti. E wo mfichire ha no mo obafia. Somebody is attending to the 3 win no e bia salon bi wo ho okọ baby. Ye die obi fichia na paga ye posted na e na call. Wesley girls. Ye ni setup no wo ho, ye ni resources ne wo ho. Uso onja ni 3 win fa man wan trim kankan fa mbra e me ha wan odometry ho no. Se o samano no no ma ye ken. Community who move distance be you can see salon, you can see this. Look at where some of our second cycle institutions they are located. Far from town.
Yes. Na little secondary.
Now we see where Jacola say onunko ankoten kola bebre omo form 3 mi. Hwe unim say ukọ America, ukọ UK, Europe. Entontom omo nimu ade e friend entontom. So what to say obi enya malaria. Ukọ America, o say de enya ebi agin beka say oh malaria achimi ato no mo bon say gin. Oti a obeka so speedy recovery and I say enya big deal because ye tenya. Udo America that's when you see when you malaria you be treat you nurse no be ba no dress it say Eskimo or share full ya sim say when ya re bia ebi mada because enya de omu hu ntontom da ti o omu hu ntontom da o ye ne ntontom enete ye ne adwie enete ye ne impruka enete enete omo de ni omo te no ye no say obroni na onu hu sa de bi da na ye bia osu be ye bi osu obroni eja ne 3 agu so ohun adwie da wo a wo uni adwie te na adwie be ha o 3 hwin na be ha nkrofo no wo say wo su pese onye te so obroni no eno na ye me question eno ya me ntiase te na ye argument sometimes no ye pese ye nye no and again me adebakwa the bia me can say yen frau se bra TV 3 wa bra ye be ka brofo na wo se wontumi nka brofo e by force obekọ ho wa bra onia TV wo ho 3 FM wo ho ye se ye ka brofo onia FM wo no ya frau se be ka twi o si da bi wontumi nka menko we see enye by force education enye say right but sometimes no we must also consider it privilege so enyo bia na nya sa akwanya no say sometimes argument no obi wo no mo a what is school be the friend no TI Amedia tio eye Muslim school omo wo mo hihye wo ko he ono no o si enkosi cathedral ma o sa na school no wo nko what be that they say yeah corporate sec Presbyterian Boys Secondary School. What is school needing? Presby. Osi wa ba ho no mo si ensi masalachi. Ne fa wo papa din to so ansana obeko because yes our school no wonko. What did you know? You know some of these things na discussing no. Let's put it in context say. O man na ewo mu no. One, send your shit na maybe wo no mu a allow. And now yeah, right, way sa my discipline no. Egu. And then Nancy, me, I don't want to mention the name of the school, but I'm on a board. Student bako, ekita phone, at the classroom, trabe tikita, trade. National service teacher ni season the phone say. Or trade no to me and use the phone. Unim sen kola 3 at teacher no abro.
95.1.
Sudden ya jomo phone. Omo we a teacher ni phone na kasa kromo sa so dia hwehwehwe form. Asema make say endu 1 week here. Asema make ya class school. And now me no ka say young
device for mama.
Ohwa enyama esisi wo yen schools mu ni ade a obi antia obi obi ankyere obi ahwe and obi a ye de ope discipline e break it down eno na say concern to yen eno na say yen komo a yen as Ghanaians as Africans no yen di because you can't have a situation a hwe say oni akola eti student oni akola OSSO eti ke mu onu kra bia ho ntua onu so nsore na openfo te ho no mo nim say so sore ma openfo etenase onim say so sore ma the aged etenase onim bo say say ochia say or the respect all these things na ayira enu yesi ye nka ho asem discipline hwe medisi no kra no me ko baby ena na me ni students for be aiding komo and me do ono no na me bi say aden like teachers for no mun control o na teacher ni ba ko ba na bi so say school for dey see ade ye jai o mo life amom ye see nka o masem nti don be bia o munye ena teacher for no so ma bre because ye see ye ma discipline in koso meanwhile no unim see etia no mo a ye complaining about society no aye de fifie no ne de ba bontin o eye nkola na ye betete omo no no mo ba be leaders a mo ye the type of bad leaders a omo say o man no until if you are serious as a country near say person one you fighting corruption you ma development in koso you ma yedie koso a start fifie how I bring it up ye ma.
All right, but I say divine so Jenna said
on also can say the local dialect as I say yanka wo the various schools
na infantry
and also because Ghana Education Service akada say from class 1 to class 3 as I say use local dialect to teach the children but who kwa enye sa na ekoso onu ankasa Haruna Idrisu hwedi no Haruna Idrisu enye no the name because me say we be ye we northern na we be ye Muslim na wa yi we papa dia de ato atwene na wa fa Islamic name. So because of that, it has destroyed even our tradition in the north. Because Haruna Idrisu, anka owo northern name obi ntimi nkyere me say of freeway I will know the clan oba. Almost in Nantogma mehu Bawumia family mehu. But was it Haruna Idrisu we nyina Saudi Arabian name. Media na man who baby wo free ba. Until with all this kurampo PMP government ye ba obia okita ene name aye foreign ye beji wo Ghana card afri wunsem na wa kwahwehwe da bi o ye beji wo Ghana card afri wunsem wonim say de omo ye people from the neighboring countries come here to take employment because take Ghanaians employment we don't and you will not know because they are just using the same names as they are also using in the north. Okay. They commit crime, they said nordness, and it's not nordness. So for us to be able to differentiate, PMP government, you better put in importance. Say we did the Martin Luther, you will have to go to US to go and get your ID card. Now we did the Haruna Idrisu. We better go Saudi Arabia because you ID card. And you Ghana.
But I say, God, now, there is an issue about the proposed cybersecurity bill. Akọ Parliament now concerns a minority in raising no one more essay bill no is seeking to criminalize speech, anti-hate speech. Wow, we should be on social media. Any the it has a consequential effect. So. Urakojo upon Kroma has been speaking on this subject matter, but Marinti Godwin Mahama.
Speaker, the minority should give us a break on some of our utterances on issues like this. Didn't you make us won't mean the entire bill, no? They are rejecting it. Say you portions of the bill are omususu say let's go and alter, amend, add, and now fine-tune. Let them be specific on those sections and provisions. But won't mean the whole bill or even the intent to pass of the bill to pass a cyber security bill, no, they are rejecting it. Obebisa say, you got a cyber security bill. And then common a yedi. Speaker. In my first submission, I made a point. Say,
Only FM 95.1.
Yenina as awful. Ye lament about the current character of the young ones. Anameboa. Obiti me for phone under the disguise of free speech. And also under the disguise of social media.
No, I saw cameras in this.
Because you regulate that aspect of the media. Now I saw cameras in it so. Now on you guided by anything. Now I can't be BBA keke. And speaker, MPP war power. They had issues with the Niamebe and Crawford year against a ban in terms of speech. Anameboa. I'm going to refer to even Kevin Taylor. Anameboa. I said Niamebe or no. It's against the law. Yes or no?
FM 95.
The only difference was that no yefi amanone and odeba anameboa. Inti adia mo complain ye in power. And simply because you need separate legislation to regulate that aspect, no. Ebe ye problem. Yen share recently abron ye comment. O make ye. In the name of free speech intinu, a whole regional chairman as your camera is seen, so say he will behead the president and even the wife. Obeku Mampeni, the first gentleman of the state. And in the year, Union is saying I'm being because of technology, because of advancement.
I know they say NDC for you are better placed. Some will bet me I explain you because most of my benefited.
Mr. Speaker,
I mean, from
Speaker, you see, mini problem. The two parties, we can be victims of the topic under review. But the issue is that, as I say, we will say enough is enough. Let us legislate against that act because. And moi Ghana kanko, and moi the democracy. Because even the constitution requires, Mr. Speaker, where your right ends, that is where somebody's responsibility does what begins. So you should even be guided by the fact, even though you are right, but once you are right, you know, and infringe on another person's right. Inti diabane ye say you don't pempensu bia and Crawford take enough advantage of the system inti ya de mra ko parliament said some of this new phenomenon where obitimi fa phone kasaka se hunu din Crawford time say Crawford din no yemfa mrambata ho
God knows you for mommy.
So it can be a guide to Yenina. It is MPP forced to say they support the indiscipline as some of Omun Crawford are exhibiting. Almost supported the indiscipline of one kasa complaining here when they were in power and Crawford the year for which they are saying say bail no. They don't support, and even they don't even support the object of the bill. No? They should say it in letters here. If not, they are a responsible opposition. Ebe yene say, ye the bill ebe towa. You look at the object, which is the objective. Butaye daichi, the problem a person that is solving. Now you are enter into the bill, section by section, provision by provision. The ocean too harsh. You can point it out and give explanation. The ocean mwa. You give explanation. Just oppose it with the constitution to say maybe way inhuman. Then bit by bit, it can be fine-tuned and at the end pass. But to say, more supported bill on there. I can't think far. I can't think far.
My remember Janet Sunavin here, the Janet Wamin here.
Sabi ne dear because yenim say senya me bra okase is because say sisi an party wa pa.
But how long can this continue?
Anka owo opposition na senya wo kasa oboa bill na anka on kasa de no. Because when they were in opposition, even President Mahama would have been guilty of the same bill. By now ayeke no so what 10-year jail. Almost sentencing.
What comment did he make? For which you are saying that?
About the this in a crapim or what to call the mafia thing no okay.
Say then.
Mafia thing there.
Onka about this in Achim Mafia.
Oh, he only reiterated something.
So Debio who cast through be say under that law they will not agree that they will ask you to provide evidence.
Who post certain things.
So Anka mine Debio something I mean. So even if the president himself cannot be able to not be writing those things, onusunim say opposition now you are pushed so hard to say certain things. Sisi adia onu dia over in power no on person obimba biom. So he's trying the things now no di we need power no. Let's pass a bill on it to curtail and prevent people and bring a culture of silence so that they cannot criticize us. Bill no me not dinner.
I'm also so this thing should continue. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying it should continue. Not at all.
So a time must
but
come,
what I am saying, that is what I am saying. What I'm saying is this: a cyber security bill. Have you seen the bill? Have you seen what they have?
I've seen the proposed one.
So have you seen it? They are making sure that even you journalists, if you don't take care, your lives are in danger. They will finally end up picking all of you. And so instead of bringing development to Ghana, they will be building one constituency, one prison. Because the number of people that will be going to prison will be so massive that Ghana will have to stop everything and be now packing people. And if you don't take care, we'll end up adding our president to it. And who rules the country now? Because it's not like it is anyone who is capable of saying it, the others are not. The NDC, come to think of it, if they pass this bill, majority of them will be the first people to go there before any other person follows.
And the question is why?
Even more passive bill no kurampo ebe mi de. Because 24-hour economy enye juma. Now we see enye juma. You are deceiving the public. So under the cyber security this now, I sent the minister or the one that they've sent as the one in charge of 24-hour economy. Me didn't because cyber bullying in a way so no matching out to for 10 years. Ministers ube na ministers nyina ye dioma to prison because at the end of the day they will be going around. They will think that you won't talk about. I won't talk about you. I'm waiting for you to also say something to Ghanaians which is not true, and you will be cited for cyber security dissing. So it means that you can't do anything. You cannot tell Ghanaians lies because that is what ruling parties judges.
My member divine. So
just a minute. I don't think I make us say.
My member Mahama so na when you time.
No, just a minute. I don't think I make us say. Somebody should tell me bill yedi akọ parliament.
Mpacho munjai bill.
No, me ba.
Na ma yen kase.
No, me ba.
Munjai.
Obintia me bill yedi akọ parliament. We haven't fine-tuned the bill from its initial stage. Bill be a there will definitely be a problem.
No, as for this bill,
so I'm saying that what we must rather call for is a second look at the bill to fine tune it.
Very well. May I say, Godwin,
you need it.
Divine Brahma me na yanko.
With the bill, no, I think say the discussion should be about the details, no.
That is it.
And yama a woman yen yina agree no yen yin bako.
That is the point.
Yen dissect it. Na die yejidi say beboa no emwa, but to make it look like in the wholesale no the whole document no should
be discarded.
It should be discarded no. I disagree because see one say yo o man na woman see nyamra bebo space in the home bank, otherwise there will be so much chaos.
FM 95.1.
Speak your mind.
No. Nobody is saying you should. In America, even sometimes the people we go to know.
Go to them to borrow.
Oh no, crano. Or limits. The fact that you have a right to speak your mind doesn't mean you can be reckless with your comments. Yet as a CA, The fact say me who kwan say me to me so camera esi manim. Me to me etumi eka obi asem nche say me to me aka de me pay because me was some me to me aka hwe. And right TikTok I was following some story be. Some young lady be not knowing two ladies so. But I obi anya asem and a girl na so camera. I say for 3 months no. Girl no Eddie accusing the say ne boyfriend bi owu no. Ono ku no aye sa wa pedal sa falsehood na to the extent say girl na microphone agedi e ma esi akọ girl nam krom na microphone attack no. Akake to abi na girl na wu.
Onye FM.
We ne yepe. Bibi say ne yepe pese obi a ho kwan so be kire na adwen. Mimi tia sie Madam Janet okasa yi. Enye me de. Ebi mpa watalia wo sheba yi. Enye me fe. But anu so nkyere say me do be topic. Na me do aba be gina ono makeka de me pese me writing to them aka na me sema kofie.
Say ne no na eka.
Anu wasam ne eka no.
Talking about who ye government ejuma won di ne kure.
Oh, Debbie.
Won di ne kure we see 24-hour economy.
Educate oh so asem no. Anya no come aye di no. You see, we have access to media space. Is it with what say those days are mumu mbaye. First are mumu mbaye no. Say na ye regulate space no.
Debbie.
But time e buy na you say
there is a need,
there is a need that fraudulent activities cause for engaging yama e be undermine the benefits aye nyina no. Say no no mo de aba no.
Yeah.
It no say social media aba na say space no aba be say the problem the ba na see regulate space no say na be ye betu am nkrofo ayo mo niama se ne fata for us to enjoy as citizens they are very responsible citizens. To me emba me kan kire me say mahama who distract me mukasa obi atro we kasa na why
because they who can onu akasa enu dada
meet for
it is disrespectful for me. That's how I think, because see when I come to the show anytime I always conduct myself in a manner that me interrupt me come out like every time I start talking people say I'm here I pen up why if I start dancing here right now can you talk?
This is the first time Mahama came here.
Divine.
What I'm no, Janet is super sad any year. Minya sa kasa no. No, me come wa.
Divine, go ahead.
Miss Wet me come. When you saw yes, I'm over camera into your way.
That was my husband better. And the men you be a crowd.
I do somewhere sign your fight.
Don't exaggerate it. It's just that we didn't interrupt you. I didn't come up until I've been keke.
Major, we wrap here for 1 minute.
Wrap here, maybe.
But that's 1 minute. One from one who's in here. Because I was more than come watch it.
And no crampo like Divine Becca Sabium. See Divine, the own Casabium. So, cyber security bill no. Wait, dear, Yanjai, na Omudiba. Ediasem Kessie Bema NDC4. A more mon fan backra. NDC fonti na media make say more fambe na wudi background po na who president to match you for cyber security bullying. At the end of the day what will happen? So please President Mahama, please don't try it, because at the end of the day I don't want to stay in the same jail with you. It is not right that me senior brother president me no sisi aye we deal back so because you are violating cyber security bill. For what?
Indiscipline. Law and order. You don't like law and order.
Indiscipline, they win political power. When we say NDC, more power. When the country say Ghana, a discipline, we win political power. Please leave us alone.
And they are politics.
Politics, they indiscipline. No, not indiscipline.
You see, you cannot, at a point in time, talk about issues of culture and tradition when we're talking about secondary school children, and that is Janet's double standard.